Welcome to the Crypto Navigator show. I am your host, Alan. We have tonight on the panel, we have Fuma, we got K-Hud, we got DJ Jazzy Sean, we got Remy, we got a few others showing up a little late tonight. Welcome aboard, guys, on the panel. Welcome in.
Let's go.
What's up?
How we doing?
Shout out to the chat. I see Diamond Hands showing up. What's up, Diamond Hands? We'll give a shout out to the chat like I normally do, guys. I appreciate all of you showing up.
Diamond Hands, Jazz.
We got Silver Days up in the house. Always generally first. What's up, Silver Days? We got Sam Hustle Hard in the house. Bobby T. What's up, Bobby T? And we got Rye Guy in the house. Crypto Mountain Man. Remy's here on the panel. Welcome in, of course. We got XRP cult member. What's up, buddy? Frozen. Man, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Alex Yeet, for those that don't know, that's maybe new to the channel. Alex Yeet is the one that created this wonderful logo right here behind me. Does an amazing job. I hope my background is looking good to you. It's not backwards. You gotta let me know if it is. Put a comment in the chat if my background is backwards. And we got Fly Kiwi, Rye Guy in the house, and Marvin Davis. What's up, Marvin Davis? Guys, there's a lot that's going on right now. Crazy stuff.
Hey.
We're doing a stream during a hurricane. Go ahead, Sean.
I gotta ask Alan and Fuma, how are you guys doing? I know you guys are kind of on the East Coast leading edge of the storm. How are you guys faring so far?
K-Hud too.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
I've been playing help.
I'm good, man. My generator, I would have had to clean the carburetor out to make it work, but I don't have to worry about it, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, I already lost the camera already this hurricane. Like my laptop camera. So we're going with the backup one today. So things are starting off interesting already. It's getting a little windy. I think we're probably up to about 40, maybe a little higher right now, maybe close
40 knots. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Okay,
40 knots,
so,
correct. Yeah, that's
so the backside of that storm is going to be the hard part for you in a few hours.
And into the morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got eye walls about 30 miles of, hurricane force winds, 35 miles approximately. So welcome in 66J. So 35 miles around the storm is probably the most dangerous part.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, 68?
What's up, my guys? Let me advertise this real quick. Hanging with.
Yeah.
Hanging with.
We chose this life in Florida. We chose this life. Remember that we chose.
That's
this
right.
life. Slow girl. Born and raised.
Must be nice out there,
Right.
man. For everyone people who stay. It's crazy.
We get days.
I could not imagine living there.
Could you imagine going through 10 hurricanes?
No. People from
I've been through
California
40
living
so
out there. I
far.
don't know what they're thinking.
You get used
This
to
is
it.
probably
Yeah.
like my 40th hurricane that I've been through since I've lived here.
Seems like it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's up, the alien?
2003 or 2004, the entire state was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Francis and Jean.
Then you're
Back
you're
in
close-
97 or 98, we were also had mud fires here, really bad, like muck fires. Really
Was that
bad
98?
fires.
Oh, yeah. I remember that too.
Yeah.
All down 95 and everything.
It was so bad that we had a cloud on beachside. I lived beachside, and I had to have a shirt tied around my face because I didn't have air conditioning in my car back then. So I literally had to drive with a bandana wrapped around my face just to make it to work.
Yes.
It was so bad for at least a week. It was like a haze over the beachside, and most of anything east of 95 was just covered with smoke, man. It was crazy. Like the whole, half the state was on fire, man. It was insane.
It
I
smelled
remember that.
Yeah, it smelled
What's
like
that?
not a barbecue, but someone's got a bonfire and it's a nice toasty night.
with that smell of wood popping. It was great.
Right.
Well, they were shut down 95 in different interstates and stuff. It was yeah.
Yeah, in Atlanta, that's when Freaknik was going on during those years. So I do remember hearing that, going, damn. And I'm just, hanging out, trying to have the time of my life, and you guys are suffering.
We weren't suffering in Florida.
Nah.
Floridians, we do not suffer. We barbecue.
Nah. Yeah. I'm missing out on a dart party tonight.
On the what party?
I'm darts. I was supposed to play darts tonight. These guys, usually on Thursday nights, but yeah. I'd rather be here.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good.
What's going on?
Good, James.
These prices are up for all this crypto.
Things are getting interesting. Did you hear anything about this SEC sit-down meeting, emergency meeting? Anything come about it? Any word? Anybody got anything
regarding what?
So they literally it was posted on a few different people's websites on X that they were having an emergency sit-down meeting with the SEC. This was yesterday.
Who's that?
And the SEC and Ripple were supposed to sit down and have an emergency meeting. I don't know if it was FUD or some bullshit. Okay. So, and then
article, I'll post it in a private chat and you guys can review it. It's one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we had this BTC video come out on HBO, and what was a lot of people's fear in the community of like how this all was going to go down, like big time crashing of the market was Satoshi ever got revealed that BTC would go to zero. Even what Dan Pena, what was this? Can't remember. Dan Pena or something like that is the one that basically said it'll go to zero overnight. Didn't go to zero. Supposed to be know who Satoshi is.
Well,
didn't go to zero.
That documentary was supposed to highlight a couple people that were quote unquote Satoshi, but one of the guys committed suicide. Which
how convenient.
Keeps the conspiracy going. Yeah, keeps the conspiracy going.
Focus.
But the only thing I said, and I said this right before we went live, is that to James, is that I saw a post from We the Media, and it said that the judge, and this is just the headline, that the judge in the appeals case is set to throw it out. I didn't read it because I didn't have time to, but that's the only thing I saw. So it could be crap. I don't know.
I see your thing. I'm gonna share it real quick.
Yeah, I'm kind of reading through it right now. I don't know.
I think there's. What are the website? Let's see what the SEC said on their website. Give me a check. We'll look at this website.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I don't know. I don't know if that's credible.
I know, that's the thing. Yeah, we're getting close though, man. This thing is really heating up. I mean, we got a lot of people talking about things that were never talked about like this before. So
I mean,
at least we're getting some traction.
Yeah,
we are engaging. I got to get rid of this thing here.
I think the cool thing about it, guys, is that we're in a winning position right now, and this appeal it hurt a lot of people. I mean, it pissed a lot of people off. But when you really just look at where we're sitting as a community, where XRP and Ripple is sitting right now, it's kind of like the same thing. Like I told you guys before, you can appeal anything. It doesn't mean that it's going to get overturned. It's very unlikely. I think less than 10% of appeals get overturned. And now you got this whole thing with Coinbase trying to collaborate with Ripple and trying to present certain things to their judges to see if they can kind of get both things presented at the same time. So I mean, I don't know how that's going to go with the Second Circuit, but at the end of the day, I think we're in good shape. It's unfortunate that they continue to do this to us and continue to try to stifle this innovation or keep the spring down. But I just think when you're looking up and you're seeing Canary and you're seeing was it Bitwise and all these other people that are coming to the forefront trying to get XRP ETFs, and I just think it's way more things to be bullish about than it is to be negative. So
yeah, I totally agree with you because you know, at this point in the game, we know that this innovation is not going to stop. You know, at least we have the forerunners for this global financial system stepping up. What's up? What's up, Adam?
Oh
Welcome in.
crap! I think I found something, guys. Hold on. I think I found something. Hold on. So this is what happened.
You want to present it, Fuma? Do you know how to do it?
Yeah. So I went to the SEC's website.
Somebody has background noise.
Pause your mic if you're not talking.
I think it might be okay. There it is. All right.
Yeah. So I went to the SEC's website because I'm nosy like this. And then they have a calendar. They had closed meeting for October 10th at 2 p.m. So you click on it and it brings up the link. And it says Sunshine Act notice. Basically just says it's a closed meeting.
Can you share that?
Yeah. I put it in the private chat. I can
okay.
Yeah.
And then, but the cool thing about it says the subject matter of the closed meeting will consist of the following topics.
Well, just do you know how to present it, and I can share what you're.
Yeah, here, give me a second.
Okay,
I'll share.
I can do it if you can't.
Does it say anything about Ripple on there, Fuma?
I'm gonna show you guys. Give me 2 seconds.
This is something else I brought up on
No, I don't think so.
the other night. And when you're investing, you have to like not be emotional. And I know that's hard, and especially when a lot of people have a lot of money in what they're doing. But investing, it's a long-term game. And we all know what we're invested in. We see what they're doing. We see what they're achieving. Everything's moving forward. We might not be seeing the results we're getting, but don't get discouraged. That's investing. And I just want you guys to, take that to heart and understand it's a long-term game.
Yeah, you definitely got to control your emotions, but in the same aspect, people, like for me, I preach this all the time on my show as far as not being emotional, controlling your emotions, having a game plan, doing your research, but things can piss you off. And I could be the
100%.
I could be the coolest cat in the world. But I've had several people piss me off and I'll, act accordingly. But yeah, as far as with this whole crypto and SEC thing, yeah, it's emotionless for me, but getting pissed off is something that, I do when I see bullying and I see, something that this whole okie doke 5 days before, the 7th, that kind of pissed me off. But being pissed off and being emotional is two different things. Emotional is different to me than being pissed off. Pissed off means I just want to slap the shit out you. And emotional is totally different. Yeah.
Better be pissed off than pissed on. Remember that.
Facts.
There you go.
But it's not under our control.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I just see a lot of things all coming at a head right now. All these versions of not just the tech, but I think we've been delayed for 2 years, way longer than I think a lot of people are anticipating. Like it was literally like a 2-year delay. We had the choke point 2.0 for 4 years now, but I think this was really supposed to happen 2 years ago, in my opinion. Like there was everything lined up, ready to go, but for whatever reason, they had the opportunity to kick it down the road for another additional 2 more years. Like I remember 2020 was really the agenda for a lot of these things, and then it went to 2022, then 2024, then 2026. Now we're at a 2030 agenda.
Well, Alan, what, Alan, too. Think about name one coin, and I want somebody to name one coin that some positive news can change everything. Meaning that if you look at every other crypto out there, they don't have anything that's getting ready to explode them to the upside, other than they're waiting for a bull market. Now, stop me if I'm wrong. I want to get you guys' opinion. But with this Ripple case, it was so important for them to appeal because that news could have then, the fact that this case is over, that positivity or that positiveness as far as what Ripple could have done, the 1,700 NDAs, that single-handedly could have sent this market in a different direction as far as just news and how it would have affected other cases. So I don't think there's anything. I think the reason that you have to look at why they're picking on Ripple, why they're doing this. And it's because, to me, in my opinion, they don't want it to move forward. They know that it is moving forward. Obviously, they got a lot of partnerships and things in place, but that freedom that we would have had, being that they couldn't have, we couldn't have had any other illegal actions against us in regards to this case. They didn't want that to happen. So I think that's why people have to look at that. And like I said, that's one of the things I've been looking at over the last week is like, what other coin, what other project right now could make such a profound impact on the market? I don't think there's one out there because none of them are in court right now, like Ripple. And so they didn't want that positive flow to take off by not appealing. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, Patsy, you can't have one without the other, man. Unfortunately, it's we
I
are
would-
kind of invested in both, essentially.
I agree with James. I agree with James with his quick analysis. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I'm going to be straight about it. It's a fucking cock block.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, seriously, bro. Seriously.
Yeah.
Look at what we're looking at right now. We have the RLUSD. Brad said weeks, not months. That's looming. That was a month, almost 2 months ago. And we have all these licensing agreements that we've gotten over the last year. It just seems like everything's kind of lining up. You know, we have all the events that could potentially lead us into a global adoption. Like, we just need one event for the world really to start adopting some of the technology. Maybe not 100% use case where everybody's using it, but at least start the process of getting people. I think the UBI is going to be the key right now. I think this is going to be the one thing that is going to get probably 10% of that first wave of, I think, 3 waves of this innovation in this utility phase. I'd say the first stage of it is getting ready to happen, like beginning stages of utility. That's why maybe a good little pump of certain amount, I won't say a dollar amount, but then a nice little pullback. I just think if they had, I just think that had that date came and they hadn't appealed, think about the amount of ETFs with applications that would have came in. Think about all the exposure to the partnership. So what happened? Think about it. Us as a community, we were waiting for 5 more damn days, but right before those 5 days, that last week, ETFs start rolling. Those ETFs could have been more damning than good, because what happened is, even though it's a positive thing, think about the SEC is looking up and you got all these damn, hold on, wait a minute, appeal. I mean, think about it. They probably, they didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like that. So I'm not saying that it hurt either way. They probably would have done what they were going to do anyway. But had they not done that, dude, we probably had about, who knows, 5 or 6 ETFs being filed right now, one after another, because there's a lot of people. There's more people and more companies waiting for the final date than the people who had the balls to do it before. There's way more companies that would have came out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and I think the SEC's job for the whole time has been to slow roll this.
Oh, absolutely.
The very last minute for either one or two reasons.
For sure.
Either just to slow it down to try to help the Bitcoin narrative and the ETH narrative, or all the world is a stage, and then we want to make sure all the ducks in a row worldwide to set off the new financial system.
Yep. I agree.
Shout out to my aunt listening in the stream. I see in there.
What's up,
I
man?
told her to say hi. We got a lot of people showing up in the stream. I'll get shout out a few people. I see Shane Sullivan in the house. What's up, buddy? What's up, Patsy? What's up, the Alien? Rye Guy, Nest Force. Missed a few of you guys coming in. Fly Kiwi. I think I shouted you out earlier, guys. This is getting really exciting. I want to make sure I didn't miss tonight, even though we have hurricane. Not going to stop me as long as I got power. What's up, We the Bank, too? I saw you earlier, and Karma Carmichael. And a few other people I missed. I didn't want to miss you guys. Zeno, where you been, Zeno?
Zeno's
How you been,
in?
Zeno? Bullish Big D in the house. What's up?
Bullish Big D in the house.
All we need now is we need J. Roy to show up. Usually when it's a good little sign. This is funny because I was talking about this last night. Usually J. Roy shows up when the bull run's starting again. He kind of goes hybrid for a little while and stays in the shadows. But if he shows up tonight, that's a good little sign for me. I want to see if he shows up tonight. And shout out to Adam. Adam, how you doing, buddy? I appreciate you coming on tonight too. I know you got some stuff to share if you want to take a couple minutes. Anything from the family side? Any Anything new?
No,
coming
they're just buying more digital assets. You know what I mean? I think everyone knows what's coming. It's just a matter of when. There's got to be a catalyst, right, to kick everything off. You know, all the stuff that we're going to see right now is just retail. I could say like hyped institutions when they come in. Everyone's going to be left behind because if you don't have your bag at that point, then you just the train has left the station, as you know what they say. So, you know, I find everything interesting. You know, it's funny. Like my uncle, I try and talk to him. He sits on the board of T. Rowe Price, and if you guys look at T. Rowe, it's kind of funny because it's been trending now on social media. I just sit there and I laugh. But you know, Gary Gensler's brother is the vice president of T. Rowe, and you know they have a large bag of XRP. So, you know, I sit there and I always go to my uncle. I'm like, "So what's the deal on that?" And it's just silence.
He's probably got one of them 1800s. That's probably why, one of them NDAs.
Yeah, of course. He can't say anything. But you know, I just sit there and I laugh. You know, the whole time Gary's been suppressing XRP, but T. Rowe's been acquiring more XRP. So, you know, look, it's all just a game, and you know, we're just in it. And I tell people that, you know, we really have to wait for the banking schedule. I've told you this a million times, Alan. Like the banking schedule is everything. So, you know, March SBI goes full live. July Russia goes live. Mm-hmm. So, you know, FedNow's position here for everything in the States with, you know, CBDCs and UBI, but, you know, they can't just flip the switch now. The flip's been ready to be switched years ago. But the problem is they needed to set the stage so that it made sense. You got people that are, you know, well-to-do, well-off, that are, you know, worth a couple $100 million. Maybe they own a few dealerships. Maybe their family's big in real estate. You're not going to tell someone that's worth a couple $100 million or someone that's worth $1 billion to submit to a new system. If they have money, they're going to say, well, fuck you, excuse my French, you know, I have my own capital. I'm going to do what I want. But if you can now dilute that person's value and you could dilute that person's net worth, now that person has no choice but to submit to what the new rules of engagement are. So,
yeah, I think there's a lot of people who are going to make a bunch of money, but I think it's going to shock people the amount of companies that are going to be like worth billions overnight from Ripple, including Ripple. I think, you know, it's going to shock people how quick Ripple jumped in the limelight as far as what's up, Abs in the house. That's my boy right there. Appreciate you, Ab. Thanks for jumping on, brother. I just
jump on the live stream, Abs. I'll drop the link.
Yeah, I put it out to a lot of my on my social media things. So I appreciate you, Abs, jumping out. But no, I think there's going to be a lot of companies that are going to come up, you know, as far as in the limelight. I think Ripple is going to, you know, be the Amazon, like they said, the Amazon of crypto. They're going to, you know, you got to think about what they're going to be valued at, and there's just going to be a lot of people who are going to get shocked by what's coming. And I'm interested, man. I'm really interested in kind of like what Adam was talking about. All those people, like you said, Gensler's brother. There's a lot of people, man, about to get rich off this thing. Probably a lot more than we think.
Facts, absolute facts. Yep. But then you guys have to also think, you know, the thing that's trending now, big time, is RLUSD, and it's like, oh, RLUSD is going to take the place of XRP, and I'm like, if people understood how like money works and how valuation of pegging works, you know, one RLUSD is, you know, my mind as to how it's going to actually work is probably one RLUSD is going to be pegged to one drop of XRP.
People shouldn't. Yeah, people who are thinking that are just absolutely silly. It's stupid. Absolutely love this channel. Hope you guys are having a good night. Much love, Abs.
Much love, Abs. Yep. Appreciate you.
Hey, if you think about it, you know, we all want this to happen, but dude, there's so many whales that they're just, you know, they're salivating over this. So, you know, if we're hurting for waiting, think about these greedy bastards, man. They're probably like, freaking dying, over the price and all this. I mean, although they might have inside info and all that, they got to be patient. So they're chomping at the bit before us. So it's going to happen. It's just let it happen.
Can I just interject on that real quick?
Yeah,
I just want to say something. So, this currency and all these things that we talk about on the show and everyone else talks about on their shows, and what we're all privy to, the average individual isn't. So the people that have been able to take the time, educate themselves, and actually invest in these assets, this space was never intended for us retail folks. So, they naturally, and let me tell you, they are so sophisticated with how they plan everything out.
Of course.
We know that the job market is not what it is. So, I'd say probably 40% of Americans are out of work right now, even though the labor market is saying the complete opposite. We also know that
it's a high number, but a good percentage, and people have lost hours or lost, time on their.
Pause your mic if you're not talking for me. Go ahead, Remy. Keep talking.
No, I just wanted to. I was just saying, Adam's right. And it's
and then if you lost your full-time job, you replace that with 3 part-time jobs. Okay, so you're not getting the benefits. You see a lot of people. I got an Uber ride not too long ago from someone, and the person used to be an underwriter for a mortgage business, and now that person's now doing Uber. So.
Yep.
You look at the dynamics of everything, and then you look at COVID and what COVID did geopolitically, and to not only that, but also to the economics, right? For each region, people were displaced. People in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, the tri-state area, they moved out. They sold their houses in the peak of the economic boom. So 2020, 2021, a lot of people sold their real estate. Well, a lot of people that were privy to these assets, and you see it on Twitter, you see it on all these different social media. Certain people sold their homes and they invested everything into XRP, XLM, and XDC. Well, the elites know that. They know that you got to pay capital gains tax by a certain period. So they're running the clock out so that you have to figure out, okay, am I going to pay my taxes or get in trouble with the IRS? Or am I just going to divvy up my bag and sell it so that I'm okay with Uncle Sam and not worried about going to prison? They want everyone milked out and to create so much pain financially on everyone. So not everyone's holding these bags. And that goes into, what you see online as well too. Well, how come the elites would allow us to buy into this opportunity? Oh, you're going to be able to buy in, but are you going to be able to hold on for when that flip of the switch moment takes place?
Absolutely. I mean, they're doing it.
Yeah, that was for
all the exchanges on whatever, Forex, stocks, bond market, everything is retail. I mean, even real estate too.
Your microphones. Yeah, something's wrong.
Turn your YouTube off and just focus on StreamYard.
Yeah,
or
so
mute
that was.
don't have YouTube
Or
on.
you, yeah.
So
He's not
back to
using
what Adam was
earbuds, is what it is.
So
It's
back to what Adam was saying is that, you can buy in. That helps create an ecosystem and let it thrive. But can you hold on? And back to what a comment that was made before is that these whales are chomping at the bit. Yeah, they are, but they can afford to wait. Regular retail operates under the impression that they cannot afford to wait that long, and so that's why we got to hold strong.
Yeah, you guys, everyone needs to, depending on what your finances are, you really need to sit down with your family and have that heart-to-heart conversation and have a real conversation and say, hey, look, we need to weather this storm and we got to figure things out to do whatever we could do to make it. And if that means going to your parents, if that means going to your children, if you're older, going to your cousins, your relatives, and working collectively as a family unit. And, I hate to say this, but a lot of people, depending on what your financial situation is, downsize, move in with someone, move in with a relative. This is almost like World War II. You know what I mean? It's not the bombs, it's not the ammo. There's no country infiltrating our country and forcing us into these type of situations, but it's being done with currency warfare. So you guys have to do whatever you can to weather the storm so that you can come out on the other side and be successful. And the sad part is, if people don't do it, we already know what the repercussions are going to be. People are going to be stuck on UBI, which means you are just going to be cannon fodder for the government. They're going to be able to decide when you get paid, how you get paid, or if you said something wrong on your social credit score, if you looked in your camera that day and your retinal didn't look appropriate, you look like you're angry. So we're going to have to start submitting some Zoloft to you and put you on some Ambient, at night. And then it's people don't look at all the other aspects as to what is coming down the pipe. And for me and my family, the last thing I would ever touch is my XRP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you.
Agreed.
I'm planning on selling everything else I can before that. That's the one asset that I want to hold the most of. I think most of us here realize that we're going to have a bag forever. And just, to answer some of the questions, guys, I wasn't trying to avoid some of your things you put in the chat, but, you're here in the XRP community. If you're going to post some nonsense, we know Patsy and a few others in here are going to put some things in here that we don't like, cream pie as well. If you're not in the XRP, no big deal, bro. You can share your knowledge of other things. That's what we're here as a collective. We don't hate on any one token. You don't hear a lot of us really bashing on BTC or any other token. We talk our points on why we think our asset is better. But if you're going to come in here with some comments, you better come with some backing up of information of why you think that this isn't going to make it, or you think it's a scam or anything like that. Don't come in here with some comments if you ain't got something to back it up.
Yeah, I don't look, guys. Somebody need to turn their thing off, man. Anyways, I don't think this is about us all being XRP maxis. That's far from the truth. Because I've got a lot of different crypto. I've been well diversified for 7 years, and so have a lot of you guys. But again, if I was to bring up Polkadot, I've got Polkadot. But what's going on controversial right now with Polkadot? What is Polkadot? So the point I'm trying to make is there's no other coin with this much controversy, these many things going on. I mean, you got to understand XRP. They've got an XRP Unleashed coming out documentary. They got Gary Gensler being reamed through these committees, and a lot of that has to do with the corruption against crypto, and a lot of that corruption is pointed at Ripple and XRP. So the reason that we talk a lot about it is because it's really, I think, one of the most dynamic assets and companies when it comes to Ripple that's out there as far as the talk of the town, and has been picked on the most. So for me, that's why I focus my show more so on it now, because you got to think about it. When that lawsuit was going on and a whole lot wasn't being talked about with XRP and the SEC, I was talking about a lot of different things, right? But as soon as that came back up again, and the fire was back under Ripple and XRP, then it brought that topic back, back to the forefront. So I think that's the reason. And a lot of people get pissed off because we're not talking about their coins. Dude, I've got a lot of coins out there, but none of them worth talking about because some of these coins have been sitting in my portfolio for 7 years. And what is there to talk about? Oh, because you know what I'm saying? Like, because Shiba came out with a new wallet. I mean, my Shiba in 2000. Somebody turn off their mic, please. But my Shiba back in 2021 hit 860 grand. It ain't even a quarter. So what the hell is there to talk about? Shiba's coming. Shiba's signing deals with banks. Shiba's got something big going on. So I mean, I got it, but it ain't. I mean, I run out of shit to talk about it after a couple of days. So that's why I talk about XRP the way I talk about it. There's always something to share with it.
And then 6AJ, there's a thing in America that it's called pay to play. So they do it to all the big companies.
Right.
They got to cash in because they know they're going to make a lot of money. So they got to pay to play.
Right.
Then you're good to go.
Right.
Well, I want to say something too in regards to what Jay was saying. Jay hit the nail on the head. There are all these currencies. It's a mesh network, right? So everything has to coexist, but nothing else is going to exist without XRP. And that's why I tell everyone that XRP is the nucleus of the new financial system.
Right.
And people get so upset about it, but unfortunately it's the truth. Chris Larson even says, to me, that's the god of the new Federal Reserve banking system, because he's the one basically executing everything. He's crossing the T's and dotting the I's as to how the new Federal Reserve, which is Ripple, is going to coexist and operate.
But Adam, let me say this, Adam, to you, and I want you to comment on this too. Would you agree that if this was XLM or XDC, we would be talking about them too, right? So if this Ripple case was over and they were coming after XLM, that would be what I'm talking about now.
Of course,
that's where all the injustice is coming in. You know,
if exactly facts. But you know, if XLM was as important as XRP, this whole case would be about XLM.
Right, that's right.
You know, and
what drag themselves into the case for sure.
Of course. And then so then why did Chris Larson also state that Bitcoin's code has to be rewritten? Right. We know that it doesn't meet the CAFE regulations. We know that it doesn't meet the Greenpeace Accord regulations. So we know Bitcoin's going to be rewritten. I don't think it's going to be just completely destroyed. There's going to be a use case for it unless the code's rewritten. If it's not rewritten, then Bitcoin's going to be dead. And I hate to sit. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jay.
No, and a lot of people, to add on what you're saying, a lot of people forget XRP at one point was number 1 and number 2 on CoinMarketCap. That's why they went after it. I mean, exactly. Look, for the people who are mega Bitcoin maxis for the big money, dude, they don't want XRP in the position that it's set to be in. And a lot of people also fail that if XRP was just $5, it would be number 2 right now. If it was $20, it would be number 1. People don't even realize that right now. I mean, that's all it takes for it to take the number 2 or number 1 spot back again. I think it's like $8. Somebody did the numbers the other day. It was like $8 puts it back at number 2 and $20-some, something like that puts it at number 1. I'm just like, or maybe it's somewhere around that area, but people don't realize that. They don't want to see that. They don't want to admit they're wrong. Are you crazy? All that big money, all the Microsofts and all the billions of dollars that are in Bitcoin, you know what kind of slap in the face that would be? They had to stop it. They had to appeal it.
Yeah, I think it's like a $10 XRP would be the highest market cap for all.
What is it? Is it that low? $10?
Yeah, it's like $10 or $8.
No. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm serious. It's less than $10.
Yeah, they said once it hits $10, it's going to flip Bitcoin.
Okay, so you got 52 cents. You go.
I think it's only 8 is going to flip Bitcoin. I can't remember.
It's $8 and it's $8.50 something cents. But if it hits $10, it flips the whole market cap of the whole cryptocurrency market.
Yeah, because you go 10 times where the market. Yeah, damn. Okay, or 9 times. Yeah. Okay.
But and the thing is, people, and this is what I always talk about. People don't understand how real money works. Like, people don't understand that for paper trading and for global debt. Let's say like when Japan has to clear money and they want to send it to the United States and send it to the money here, and arbitrage and Nostro Vostro accounts. There's only 5 trading desks in the whole world that handle international money.
Right.
And all of those trading desks have XRP under dock. So. Right.
What does that tell you? For those that are new, can you give the 4 desks that you're talking about?
It's just Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, Bank of America. Those are the top 3. If we go into some others, people aren't going to really know their names, but those desks, those people, they still operate like they would do in the late 1990s, early 2000s. They have a computer that sits on their desk, and it's literally called a ledger. So the whole banking system is called a ledger, which is so funny because what does XRP, state all the time? Their ledger, right?
Yeah.
So that you're just clearing debt from those houses and from those desks. I'm sorry because I'm trying to concentrate and talk to you guys, but I live basically on the beach, so there's a hurricane going on and I just hear roaring in the background, so I apologize for that, guys.
Where are you at right now?
I live in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Wow.
Yeah. But,
yeah, I'm beachside too right now.
We'll be okay.
Wow.
But no, so I just sit there and I laugh because pension funds, hedge funds, T-bonds, all these things get passed through these trading desks, right? And no one knows about it. It's like the hidden world of banking. But that whole thing is going to be automated with Web3.
Yeah.
So, and who's running that? What's the nucleus of that ecosystem? And I hate to say it, and that's why I always champion XRP, but that is it. Every other coin has its place, Avalanche, Algorand, XDC, Quant, HBAR, like they all fit into this ecosystem of the overledger, the underledger. And we've talked about that with Fuma and everyone else on all the other channels a million times. But once all the pieces are put in place, you know, it's not like, and this is what I tell people, like, yeah, there'll probably be a ramp up period, but it's not going to be like what people think.
Yeah.
It's everything as it runs as an ecosystem has to be turned on together, right? On a microprocessing board, you have capacitors, you have chips, you have all these things that are there. One thing doesn't just function by its own. They all have to function together for that board to work. And that's why I say, and that's why the Riddlers say it's going to be a flip of the switch moment. And the whole banking system is going to go live.
Hey, is Fuma trying to get back in?
He hasn't tried to get back in yet. I think
he
had
said
to step
he
away
said
for
something
a
like,
minute.
okay, he said I'm back. I didn't know what that meant.
No,
What's up,
I
Sly
think he
Fox?
said I'll be back. He probably was trying to say I'll be back. I had to step out for a minute.
Sly Fox in the house.
What's up, Hustle Hard? Saul talk. Got a few other people that showed up earlier too. Missed you, Anderson. Appreciate you showing up, man. Saw your comment, posted you up there, and a couple other people I missed. Billish, Big D. If I didn't say hi, Jose and Abizi and
Jose in the house.
Other people showed up too.
I don't know why. I don't know why
S4's in
people.
the house. What's up,
I don't know why people feel that the SEC. I mean, they're saying the
Hard
judge
light.
is going to reject the appeal. I don't know where they're getting that from.
Say that again now.
People are saying the judge is going to reject the appeal. I don't know who they're talking about.
No.
Well,
Also,
so
there's the petition
the
that's
judge,
going around.
she
They're
has
talking
to
about
accept the term.
Torres. They're
I
talking
don't
about
think
Torres.
I don't think Torres has the power to reject anything.
No,
At this
she
point.
she does. Yeah,
What?
she has to. They have to come with a reason why for the appeal.
Since she's the
Judge
original
Torres
judge,
has to accept it.
So let me ask. So they.
Somebody's got a lot of feedback, man.
Yeah. I think it's Adam's mic. But at the end of the day, so the SEC hasn't said why they're appealing, and Ripple has not filed an appeal. Is that the reason they haven't filed an appeal themselves? Because they don't have a reason why yet? I don't understand.
So, from my understanding, they have to have a reason why they're moving forward, and the judge already decided that they didn't really have anything. That was her objection. Like, nobody was harmed during this case. You have to show reason why you're moving forward. There was nobody harmed.
But don't they have to do that within a certain amount of days? Like, isn't it like
they can't appeal the decision for being a security? That's all.
Yeah.
No. Okay, but I thought it was 14 days, Remy, from the time that they
not it. I mean, I believe the only thing that they can appeal the last, the agreement for the money and the with Ripple, but they can't contest what Judge Torres already established. At least not for a few years or something like that. I think she has the right to reject their appeal, and I think that's why they said they're not appealing that. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that part I get it, but I don't get the fact that I thought there was a timeline from the moment that they filed and said we are going to appeal. They have to say why, right? They have to say why. Okay, and okay, that's what I thought. 2 weeks to say the reason. Then Ripple, from what I understand, is waiting for that why. So the reason, so they can determine whether they're
right. Well,
so they come back with something. To hold on a minute. They did say that they were appealing based on the programmatic sales. I thought that was what established. That's what they were appealing on. I thought that actually came out 2 days ago.
And then, okay, well, if that's the case, then what I'm seeing a lot all over X is why isn't Ripple reappealing yet? And that's the question I think is on everyone's mind.
Alderati was saying that they will reappeal their decision to appeal this. That's what I heard.
Well, we also got. Sorry, Remy. Go ahead.
But it doesn't have anything to do with XRP being a security or anything to do with secondary retail sales. We know that, yeah. But it does have everything to do with the money that they were expecting. They were expecting billions of dollars or something, and they got 125, and they were happy at first. But this is all, as Adam was saying, staged in a sense. So they're just buying more time or. Alternate ways of making money.
Well, the other thing, I just want to say one quick thing because I'll forget it. The other saving grace, though, is the Blue Skies Law. If you guys know about that, maybe Adam could reiterate a little bit about Blue Skies Law. that was part of all the market maker licenses, from what I understand. They can go state to state and circumvent the United States government's stance on how we're regulating these currencies and use blue sky laws, and we would win based on the blue skies laws alone and move forward with innovation. So really, with this case at its point in the SEC's drag out of this choke point 2.0, we could still literally go on and move forward with the blue sky laws. So do you know anything about that, Adam, or really how that works, or anybody are familiar with the blue skies laws?
No,
that I
why
just
not?
mentioned?
Well, I'll say this, Alan. A lot of that had to do with them having their bit license too, right?
Right.
So they acquired their bit license, which actually allows them to a lot of those things with blue skies. So, and the gentleman that created the bit license is on Ripple's team, right?
Right.
So all of this is just more smoke and mirrors to keep everyone basically distracted and involved with, oh my God, what's next? What's going to happen to delay? Ripple's going to fail. It's all price suppression, along with just dragging this out.
Yep.
They have their bit license.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting how they've gone and acquired all these licensing,
and you have to remember,
nobody else is doing anything.
Alan, the blue sky laws is for securities, right? From the beginning,
is it though? Is it only for securities?
It's basically regulated for securities. That's what the overlying juncture for blue skies is. And it's been noted that it was a currency from its inception.
Correct. And this is where the SEC loses their jurisdiction, and where I do believe more than likely, Hester Pierce was literally signaling where the next move was going to be, and then probably more than likely having the Treasury take it over and utilize probably the escrow and some of these other things we're having set up with the RLUSD. We're going to talk about backing that with commodities and other, they said USD. I mean, how is USD, if we're going to go into a currency reset, how is that going to play into backing the RLUSD? This is very interesting how all that's going to play out if we're talking about backing these assets with something here in the very near future. How that's all.
It's all going to transform into USDC.
Right, for retail, right?
Yeah, it's all going to just be called United States digital currency.
Yeah. So what you guys have to understand and look at it holistically and conceptualize, and also understand it's a pay-to-play game. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Right.
So in the meantime, they're trying to set up everything and agree on things because they know it's all going to move forward.
Oh.
And there's no stopping it. And unfortunately, for them, they have to be part of the game, and they don't like it. But the other part about it too is, and I just want to, we're still in a speculative market to some extent with everything and our other investments, and relatively with XRP.
Hey, do me a favor. I don't mean to cut you off. Can you let Johnny Crypto on? He wants to come on. How do I hop on?
I dropped the link in the StreamYard link in the chat.
Yeah, there you go. Johnny. Jump on in, Johnny. My brother.
You do that.
And if Abs is still in the
Navigator?
background, jump in, Abs, if you got time.
Get some heavy hitters, Navigator.
I appreciate you, 6HA. I see you simulcasting the stream. For those that have not listened to the stream before and are new here, I appreciate you coming in. Just a normal average guy in the crypto world. I've been in crypto for about 4 years. Most of the community knows me from being in many other YouTube channels and being a part of Blue Crew for many years. Decided to do a Wednesday night stream, bring on other YouTubers and collaborate on a midweek and share our collective knowledge with the community, mainly YouTube utility-based assets, and no maxis here, please. We're not, even though we talk about XRP primarily, we're not all maxis here. Most of us are all smart individuals and just don't hold XRP.
I'm a DM you the link, crypto, Johnny Crypto. I'm gonna DM it to you right now, brother.
It's funny
And,
how some other
we're
people
just-
don't get on your show, Crypto Navigator. You get on everybody's show, and some people don't get on your show.
That's okay, man. You know,
No,
I
that's
take
cool.
I take what God gives me and what people He puts in my life, and people that want to be part of this, you know, growing community. And I like people that come on and want to share their gifts and you know, be about being a real person, like 6AJ says.
Well,
a
that's
lot.
what-
Real
well, that's what-
recognizes real. That's
Yeah,
why
that's
we're
what-
here.
That's what I'm trying to get my man Johnny on, and I put it out on my platform. So Johnny, if you could jump on, brother, I just messaged you right now. I'll send it to you two, Abs, just in case you want to jump on.
Crypto Navigator, I sent you a video from Metal Lawman that kind of breaks down what the next step is for the SEC, and then they're going to take it to court. They're going to appeal it, and then it's going to end up in the Supreme Court. If that's a lawyer talking, you might have to fast forward a little bit to find the spot if you want to look. If you want to see that.
I don't have time to actually kind of queue it up and
That's
get it
cool to
ready.
fresh blood on the stream. Thanks, 6A.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome, man. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
That's right.
100%.
Island Ghost coming in. I see a few people showing up in the house. So a few others popping in. I didn't want to miss you guys. Yeah, so we're gonna go probably about an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours tonight, guys. No work tomorrow for us Floridians. Most of us got about 2 days off back to back. So some of us have forced vacations from time to time. That
There you go.
work really hard, and you know, God has a way of settling us down and giving us a 2-day vacation when we if we can't afford it or not, it doesn't matter. You get that 2-day vacation. So.
What's up, Steph? Good to see you, Steph.
What's up, Alan? Hey, Alan, you can go get you do some hurricane fishing.
Hurricane what?
Hurricane
He's a
fishing.
hurricane fishing. That's funny. Well, if there's a hurricane, you don't even got to fish. Just put a bucket outside, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
You can fish in your driveway.
That's
Right. It's gonna be pretty bad for the West Coast, unfortunately, but they just got a double whammy. Not too bad where I'm at over here. Probably only going to get maybe 90-mile-per-hour winds. But I am beachside. I'm on the second floor, thank God, but I still have to worry about.
Really.
I've got a big sliding glass door I worry about. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But
You'll be okay, brother.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all good. All good. Appreciate you showing up, Steph. Thank you.
Steph, I know you were here in Florida for a little while, I think, and then you moved to Vegas, and I'm not sure where you're at now. Drop in the chat where you're at now. It's been a fun ride. Island Ghost has been here for many, many years. A lot of you guys, I see so many people in the chat have been here for at least 3 or 4 years. It's I think we're getting a lot closer. That's for
You're
sure.
in North Carolina. Wow, you're out there. You're in North Carolina. You're out there in the midst of everything, huh? Wow.
Well, shit. Hopefully she's
Beekeeper in the house. What's up, Beekeeper?
Beekeeper, my brother.
Angus, what's up, Angus?
Bullish
Bullish
Big D.
Big D. So, K-Hud, you were mentioning something, trying to say something last night. Did you get out what you were trying to say last night? You had something really good that you were trying to share.
To be honest with you, I can't remember what we were talking about completely.
Wasn't it about like it was about the XRP timeline and how it was coming up organic? Like you're saying, organic a lot. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be an organic retail speculation type.
Yeah. Well, it is organic, and if you have to like really like look out.
What's up, Jonathan?
A lot of people, we look at it daily, right? And you have to see how much they diversified and how much they're part of the financial system and what's going to happen. And with the RLUSD, it's just another facet of offering liquidity. And I think I did touch on humanity and the Fibonacci and how that works, and finances and humanity. But markets are kind of based on human emotion.
What's up,
And
John?
There he is.
Yo.
What's up, my man?
Johnny.
How you doing, brother?
Doing good, boys. I'm doing good. How you guys doing? Great to see you, Jay. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing
welcome.
good. I appreciate you jumping on, bro.
All right.
No worries. Thanks for having me. I just got home from work. It's been a late night. I hop on the Twitter and I saw you up there. I'm like, oh, I gotta hop in there. Man. I hope these guys are great. Nice to meet you guys. I don't know if I met all you guys, but great to meet all you guys.
Yeah, much love, man. We want to get some of that great knowledge about your thoughts on what's happening right now in the world of XRP and appeals and SEC and all this chaos, man. Share some of that amazing knowledge with us.
Oh, wait, can we finish with K-Hud? I just wanted to hear what he had to finish up on, because we were talking about this last night. You didn't get to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. That's Johnny K.
Yeah, no worries, man. Ripple is going to be a big part of the financial system, if not the core of it all. And they're doing their thing, and don't get discouraged, and understand where it's moving forward, and understand the other parts of it, why it's being held back. It's going to move forward, and Ripple is a wave.
Yeah.
Of financial movement.
Yep.
Right on.
So go ahead. So go ahead.
So K-Hud, before Johnny starts, what's your year of time horizon?
Well, I'm an investor, man, so I don't have a definitive time horizon. I just know I have exit plans for my money, and Johnny will kick in on this one. I'm going to take profits. That's all I know. It's all speculative at the moment, and I'm going to make some money when it comes.
Right on.
Okay. Johnny,
this is
go ahead, brother.
Johnny, go ahead, man.
Hey, latest Fibonacci says $7 by the end of the year.
So what's up, Johnny? Talk to us, brother. Talk to us.
Yeah, man. So as I've been saying on our show, at the end of the day, I wasn't surprised at all when we saw the appeal. I mean, my feeling was, and I think I've been pretty consistent with this, is that we have never seen a trial case last this long.
Right.
It doesn't take this long.
That's right.
Unless you want it to take this long.
Facts.
So to me, again, this is just my 8 cents. Okay. So I have no inside information, but I truly believe that there was a riff. We know that Ripple had a partnership with a couple other big, well-known, connected elites companies. Right. And they had a nice relationship in the early 2020s. And guess what? That thing fell apart in November. And then all of a sudden in December, we get an SEC lawsuit, right? So you can just connect the dots and you can see what's happening here. Right. So obviously, their buddies weaponized the SEC against them, I think, to slow them down. And to me, they pretty much said, listen, we're just going to tie you up in court. And it's delay. So I actually expected an appeal. I'm not surprised at all. Now, what'll be very interesting is if we get a change at the top. Because the bottom line is everybody blames Gary. Oh, Gary's attack crypto. Gary. No. Gary's a freaking puppet.
That's right.
Gary's just doing what the administration at the top wants him to do, just like we all do what our bosses want us to do, right?
Right.
Gary's just a puppet. He's got a boss that he's following, again, my 8 cents.
Right.
Pay to play.
So what I think will be great is if we see an administration change in November. Now that is going to mix things all up potentially because Gary's going to be out. Gary will do what Clayton did. He'll resign, right? Because you serve at the will of the president. And Gary, Trump already said, Gary, you're fired on day one. Right. Unfortunately, Gary ain't going to give Trump the chance to fire him on day one because he's going to resign before him. You can mark that in the books.
Nice.
That'll happen if Trump wins. Now,
That's
I'm not
right.
saying he is. Yeah. But this is my bet. If he does, we will see, I think, a change at the top, which means then a change in the way Trump's going to treat crypto. He's been very blatantly and openly and honest about it. Right. I mean, of how he's going to be very pro crypto. So the reality is, I think you'll see a change there, which then will push through to the SEC chair. to make this thing, find ways to make it happen. I also think he'll work with these senators. Write these guys' names down if you haven't. These guys are all pro-crypto senators. These guys will now actually be able to get something done because now you can start, I think, pushing this through. And then, so long story short, that then changes this whole outcome of delay. Right. Because the new SEC chair that comes in could end this son of a bitch. Now, you know what? We're dropping it. We're done. We're done with the delay, because it doesn't make sense for this case to take this long.
And that's, you know what, that's a good point, Johnny, because for someone new to come in and let it to continue on, it's almost like, okay, we're continuing Gary's madness. But if someone new comes in and says, okay, this is enough of this BS, it ends it and it shows everybody, hey, we're going to get back on track, because the SEC at one point was revered as the protect the people agency, and it's no longer that. So if you want to change things to get things back on track, yeah, I think you put a stop to all this right away.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. And here's another question I got. And again, I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying, if Kamala is so pro-crypto and wants to work with crypto, what the hell? Why is SEC just going after Crypto.com yesterday? Where is she at?
Right.
Listen, Joe's asleep at the wheel.
A lie. Come on.
Exactly. I mean, Joe's asleep at the wheel. We know that Kamala, if anybody's the only one that's got any competency left up there. How come she ain't whispering in his ear like Joe?
Johnny, that's because Larry Fink is the president of the United States right now.
Right.
And both sides are puppets for him. And
she's a puppet. She's nothing more than a puppet.
She's an expendable puppet.
I agree.
Hey, and why would Elon Musk in a Tucker Carlson interview say, if Trump doesn't get elected, I'm fucked?
Guys, I'm just going to step away a minute. I got to tape up my window. So I'm just going to step away for a minute.
Board it up.
The guy's a genius, man. And to be that explicit,
$45 million a month to the Trump campaign to make sure we get a truthful election. So let's just pray.
Yeah.
We know we got 52 million Americans.
That's crazy.
52 million that are invested in crypto, right? That's a lot of. That's 20% of the population that's invested in crypto.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but Johnny, they're also not saying how much. You know, like someone could own like $5 in Ethereum, or
let's say it's 15%. Let's
That's
still a massive voting population. When elections in these what do you call them, states? The
primaries.
The seven? I lost the word. The
electoral.
7 battleground states, right? There's only 7 states that matter in that.
Electoral. Yeah.
So in those 7 states, battleground, the purple states, right? In those 7 states, you can win or lose an election by 1 or 2%. Imagine a 50% voter swing, right? Massive.
Wait, Johnny, how are they going to keep the vote good, man?
That's all. The votes are.
If there's a get cheated, there's no point.
That's the $64 million question. And that's why Elon is putting up $45 million.
Yeah, we need
money
that.
a month.
Yeah.
Make sure we actually get a real, true, honest, if you
fair
will,
election.
If you don't,
Can I just interject? We all know on this channel that the elections are rigged.
Yeah,
they're not going to be fair.
Look, I'll tell you like this: if she wins this with Elon backing Trump, and the fact that you even look at the minorities across the country, they're not for Kamala like most people think. Even her own people, like myself and many others, they're not. You see a lot of people, even in the hood, in the streets, are like, man, you fooled us once, you're not getting us again. And so that's what I'm saying. So if she wins, this whole damn thing is rigged.
Then you know it.
Do you guys actually think we're going to have an election? The actual thing is, do you think we're actually going to have an election? I don't think we're going to have an election.
We could. I mean, it's only war that could stop it, right? And if we do get into a war, I think they can stop it. But otherwise, it has to go on.
Listen, if you're going to call martial law, right? This country, the only way I think we don't have an election if this country's on fire. If this country's on fire everywhere, then we're not having an election. Do I think that's going to happen?
And isn't this crazy how quick we lose or how quick we forget things? Like they try to take this dude out twice. They really don't want it. They know they're in trouble. They know they're in trouble. I've never in my 53 years of life, 53 chapters of life, I've never seen a president try to be taken out twice like this. Like on this, not like this.
Well, no, that happened with Ronald Reagan. That happened with Ronald Reagan. He got shot, and then they tried shooting him again. I mean, but Jay, let me.
I got to tell you guys something real quick.
Go ahead,
Talk about the election thing. Here's the funny part. So I've been monitoring the rallies on RSBN on YouTube. 70,000, 80,000, 90,000. It has gone down to 35,000 people viewing live. But here's what I didn't know. On Twitter, the same rally, broadcasting almost 1 million people per rally that are
Wow.
watching.
Dang.
I think.
So-
Look, I think if she had a chance, DJ Jazzy, if she had a chance, she would have stopped Gary. If she would have stopped Gary, then I'm like, well, damn. You know, maybe she. But the fact, but Biden right now, even I think Biden's doing us a favor because every time Biden speaks, he says, "Oh, she's been behind us the whole time. She's been helping every vote, every action he's taken. She was all involved." I'm like, "Oh yeah, keep saying that. Keep saying that."
Yeah, that's right. Keep digging your grave. Keep digging your grave. Keep digging.
Simple answer to all that is domestic propaganda.
Guys, we haven't had
Yo.
an election in 50 years, guys.
Yeah, the last election we had was.
These
Hey,
guys are all
what about
appointed.
this? This time last in 2019, 2020, that time they were like messing up ballots. They were like going crazy, cheating and everything like that. And it's like, you hear a pin drop now. There's not any, there's none of that going on. So it's been a good sign. I mean, have they run out of money or resources to cheat like they did in 2020?
Look, and I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm
run out of resources.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna tell you something that Tucker Carlson and Elon was talking about when Elon said Trump wants to expose that list of people that was on Epstein's island. I was like, what? That's maybe that's why they're trying to take you. Maybe you don't want to tell everything up front, brother. I'm just saying, like, keep some of that stuff to yourself because that. Man, big money don't want that to come out.
But
That's
Jay, I want to say something real quick because I know you're brilliant. We're all smart in this channel. I want to say this now, and this might make a lot of people salty, but I'll say this: Trump is in on it as well. And the reason why I say this is, where does that man keep his money? In real estate and in banks. And if they wanted to take him out, all they'd have to do is create a natural disaster where his buildings are, completely destroy them, and erase his money. The people that control everything control the banks. So, even Trump, I like the guy personally, but the guy's controlled. They're all controlled. It's controlled opposition.
I'll have to push back a little bit because that's the problem that they have with him is that he speaks his mind too openly. They couldn't control him the last time he was president very much, and I think that's the issue. That's what they don't like. Like Biden and Kamala, they're good old houseboy. I mean, they'll do whatever you tell them to do, and that's why. And Kamala's even said in an interview, she goes, people said, well, why didn't you do this and that? She goes, because I don't have a voice. Like, there's only so much I can say. She actually said that, and so if she said that. And that's exactly like what's the old lady with the white hair? Janet Yellen said, "It don't even look." She goes, "That don't even look like a letter that Biden wrote when he stepped down, or he said he's not going to run. That didn't even like it came from Biden." So that just told me this whole damn thing is ran by big money. Kamala's not in charge. She'll never be in charge. I don't care if she's at the top of the damn food chain. She's not going to be in charge. And the reason they don't like Trump is because of the damn dude's a billionaire. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with everything you say. I'm not saying that he doesn't play a little, as far as cat and mouse, whatever, both sides. But at the end of the day, he's more of a loose cannon. They are, and he's what we need, I think, in this country right now.
Jay, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but I will say this: you got to look back historically at everything, and if you look back, Larry Fink worked for the Trump organization back in his heyday. People don't remember that.
Listen, Trump has been on both sides of that equation, donating to campaigns, Democrat and Republican, and now he's running as a Republican, whatever. And as far as the natural disaster thing, he's got properties all over the country. Create one natural disaster that's going to knock out all his properties. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, I think me being in business for 25 years, I've been in business with people, and I've had to be side by side with people I couldn't stand and share a stage with them just because that was what it is. So at the end of the day, I don't buy into all that. Sometimes we have to do the things that we don't like, but it's better to do them. And what they say, keep yourself close to your enemies, or close to your friends, but close to your enemies. So I've had people, I was like, no, I'm gonna go because they're not gonna F this up for me. So at the end of the day, I understand how it is when you have to just kind of play ball. But then you play ball to try to get your narrative across, which is I've never been a follower, but I'm gonna damn show up It's almost like someone pissing me off in this space, and then Johnny Crypto and Abs having a show and saying, "Well, Jay, blah 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 is gonna be. Oh no, I'm coming. Oh, I'm Brooklyn. I'm coming. I'm about to shoot this shit as well." So yeah, I don't back down from that. And I think that's Trump's MO. He doesn't back down from anything. So
I think at the end of the day, think about this, right? At the end, by the way, it's keep your friends close and keep your enemies close.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah. So anyway, the reality is this. Listen, there's no doubt at some point either Trump was in the club. George Carlin said it best, right? There's one big club, and you and I ain't in it. I'm not doubting in the club. He probably was, or he, like Jay said, think about it. You don't get to the position that the Trumps and the Elons get to without getting the blessings of this. Right?
Absolutely.
This doesn't happen, right? But here's what I think happened. Oh, let me just throw out a hypothetical. Maybe Trump decided now that he got to a certain level of power, and maybe he started seeing the way things are going. There's a rift at the top, and he said, you know what? I don't want no part of this no more. There's a lot of times people join the Illuminati or other place, and then they get the hell out, right? So I think he got out because let me ask you this. If you are correct and he has controlled opposition, let's say you're controlled opposition, you're going to let somebody shoot at your ear?
No, hell no.
But Johnny,
but look, it's like the Diddy party. There's a lot of people said, "Oh, we went," but as soon as I walked in, I said, "Oh, hell no, I'm out of here." So it's not that he ain't been to the party. Right. It just maybe he didn't want to play the way they want to play.
Denzel Washington took one look and was out the door.
Once.
Hold up.
I just look, Johnny. I want to say
Johnny
this.
go, then Adam go. Please go ahead. Finish up, Johnny. Then please go, Adam.
Thank you, Crypto Navigator. So yes,
at
the end of the day. I think what we're seeing here is I think we're seeing a rift. I think there's a battle of the billionaires. I think they're seeing that where one set of billionaires want to take this or trillionaires want to take this country. We all know who they are, so I'm not going to say their names or this thing will get banned. But they're taking it one direction.
Right.
These big boys probably started realizing, oh shit, we ain't coming along for the ride, or we don't like where they're going. And I think we're seeing a rift. This is what I hope. We're seeing a rift. And so, therefore, thank you, Garrett. We're seeing this rift happen, and it really, truly is a battle of good versus evil in this election. I think this is probably the single most important election of our lifetime, or it's the best damn WWE show that they ever put together, where they went so far as to arrest his people and shoot the guy in his ear. I mean, let me tell you, they put out a great show, or we are seeing the biggest battle of our lifetime. We ain't gonna know the answer, but God, I hope that the light wins. We need to win him, and I think our best chance is if he really is going to stick it to them. He'll get 4 years to do it, and we'll see what happens. But it's 4 good years for us because if they're focusing on him, they ain't focusing on us.
And also, y'all don't mind me just shouting out real quick. Shouts out to my other family, my Merlin family, my Good Morning Crypto family, Coach JV, Abs. Those are all my brothers, man.
Love you guys.
Johnny, thank you for showing me love, man, and being on here. I appreciate that.
No worries. I got to run, so I have to hop off, but I just had a few minutes. I wanted to say hi. So all you guys, I love you guys. Keep it going, and hopefully we can do this again sometime soon.
Johnny, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Anytime,
go ahead.
Johnny.
I'll stay for one.
Wednesday nights at 9, Johnny. This is a normal Wednesday night at 9.
Oh, is it?
We go live, but we're just basically a hodgepodge of XRP community members and other crypto community members, and a lot of the people that are in the and your moderators. A lot of the moderators on this stream right now. Most of the moderators in XRP community are more than likely.
I come on some nights after I get through stripping. I strip on Wednesdays at 6:00. So
nice. Well, we're glad you got your
Thanks for coming on, Johnny. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
I've been wanting to get you on for a little bit. You and Abs. So anytime, I appreciate it.
You guys did something important. It's so good to see the community come together. Like we have crypto influencers on the show every week, right? Because we want to bring the community together, and that's why I wanted to hop on here because I love the fact of what you're doing. Thank you, Hardlight. Yes, make sure everybody has an exit plan. Go check out Jay. He's got an exit plan link, and you guys can sign up for Merlin.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, before you go, I got to ask you one question.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Do you remember when Trump told the story of how he used to deal with the Teamsters and the concrete guys building the buildings? And then there was an interview. I want to say it was DJ Vlad. Don't hold me to that. And one of the mob guys was on and was like, we couldn't get close to Trump because he just wouldn't bite. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I just want to say something in regards to that real quick, Johnny, before you leave, and Sean, since we're all on. if you look at history time and time again with any president, if you do not follow their lead and listen to what they say, they erase you.
You get whacked.
You get whacked. Exactly. JFK. Yeah. I mean, so, that's why I say with Trump, even though he's, a powerful guy and he's, barking loud and doing all this, it's just a facade. If he wasn't listening to what they wanted or not doing what they wanted, he'd be taken out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
part of me doesn't disagree with you.
Going against the CIA,
History has shown they've taken out Andrew Jackson, or they tried to take out Andrew Jackson, best president we ever had. We saw they took out JFK, and they've taken out, was it Madison?
They took out Abraham Lincoln. People don't even talk about that.
You're right.
Yeah, true.
And this
Good
argument
one.
that they took Reagan out, people say the guy that came back was a clone. Who knows, right? So the reality is, at the end of the day, you're 100% right. I don't disagree with you. The only thing that has me wondering is if we're doing this plan and I'm part of it, control opposition, I ain't letting you shoot in my head. I may let you shoot in my head.
But Johnny, I want to say this. I shoot a lot. Okay, I love shooting. I have tons of guns. Okay,
me too, by the way, me too.
But so if you shoot next to someone's head with a high ballistic round, what if we haven't figured out if it was a 22 or if it was, AR-15, whatever they're trying to say with that kid that's on a roof. Yeah, if you have anyone that was on a building, the way the Secret Service work, they have their own satellites, so they're able to do ground surveillance in live real time with heat, infrared, and everything. They would see someone climbing on a fucking roof. So that whole thing.
The cop guided them back there, didn't he?
They didn't do it. They fell short. They didn't do it.
No, I'm just saying that they wouldn't fall short, Sean. The whole thing doesn't make sense. My own family member.
I mean that on purpose they didn't do the.
Oh, of course, of course. But that whole thing was staged. If someone shot around that close to his ear, more of his ear would be missing. It wouldn't be just a little nick, and you wouldn't see anything the next day after he took the bandage off.
Look, everybody's got a goddamn conspiracy theory. That dude was lucky.
Yeah.
Everybody tried to take all this bullshit about this, that, and everything else. He was fortunate. God is good, and that's all it took. Johnny, thanks for being on here, brother. We appreciate you.
You're right.
Hey, Adam.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah.
Adam, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Hey,
go ahead.
what if you had two equally strong factions of 1% that were just fighting for control, like they say, white hats and deep state? I mean, what if Trump has a bunch of dudes that are super hyphy also, it's it could just go two ways. It doesn't have to go just. That's
they want you to believe that because that makes.
I know that the white hat thing could be a total psyop, all that stuff.
It is a total psyop. I'm just telling you this.
On the other hand, there are things like the ear deal. There's a lot of things like you were saying is totally legitimate about the blowing off the ear and all that. But on the other hand, there are people that are vying for that position that the deep state has right now. So there very well could be a whole white hat thing that is going.
If you were a white hat and you were trying to do what was necessary to do the right things in the world, you'd be killed. Look at the XCA.
If they had the power, if we all assume that these guys are as powerful as they are, what if there was an equally strong faction working against them?
They wouldn't allow you to ever get to that point where you could work against them.
The bottom line is
that's what
he should
we're
be.
believed to be.
Trump should be dead.
Hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
I just want to
One at a time. Hold on.
Wait,
I just want to say,
let me just finish this, and then you could totally talk because I am of the mind more of where you're at. But I do want to say that I believe that the second possibility would be, two factions of the 1%, that are vying for this place of power. Whoever's in charge of it is in charge of it, but they might be stronger than we know because we've always been used to this deep state killing spree or whatever they do to make things work. But go ahead.
When the animal in the wild is forced in the corner, what does it do?
It fights for its life, lashes out.
Exactly. So these evil people are always in control. If you and it's funny because the history books that we're given as children, you ever sat there and I tell people this time and time again, there's only 2 or 3 major publishing books out here for the public education system in the United States. They're all controlled. The same thing goes with politics. You have only two major parties that are pushed with funding, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. So everything's always set there for control. It's been in place because the Illuminati and the people, the cabal, has been set in stone to control. Ever since I was a kid, I'll give you this. So my one uncle went to Exeter for prep school, went to Harvard. I used to sit at his house all the time on Thanksgiving. Cornel West used to go to our house. I'd meet him. His suite mate when he was going to school at Harvard was Barack Obama. Okay, his best friend was the CEO of American Express. I would see these people all the time. They all rub shoulders. Okay,
Sure,
my one cousin's a multi-billionaire out in Seattle, Washington. He owns a major pharmaceutical company. He's good friends with Bill Gates and Jim Cramer and all these guys. They're all part of the club. You do not become part of the club. You do not get a seat at the table. You are not in a power position, or you do not get to sit on your soapbox unless you're going to take orders from the people that are in control and do what they want from you. So, yeah, you could be a white hat, but you're going to be a white hat as a janitor. You're not going to be a white hat in the control tower, fighting back. So the whole thing is controlled by evil, unfortunately, and it's going to continue that way indefinitely until they are able to push in the optimum control, which is what is going on right now with central bank digital currencies and social credit scores. So if anyone wants to stand up and uprise against the corruption or against the atrocities that are being placed on humanity, they're just going to shut off your RFID. They're going to shut off your social credit income score. So it's happening. Everything that they've talked about for over 100 years is finally coming to fruition now. And people are, unfortunately, because no one wants to think about the negative. No one wants to think about the lemons and trying to turn it into lemonade. Yeah, exactly. The reality.
It's incestuous. Liberty coin.
And by the way, Anthony Wanner, I never want you guys thinking that I'm a huge Trump fan or I think he's a hero. Hell no. There's a lot of things about Trump.
He's a leader.
Let me finish.
He's a great leader.
There's a lot of things about Trump that I don't agree with, but for the most part, he's a phenomenal businessman. He thinks outside the box. He says it like it is, and he's the better of the two evils, if you want to say that. So if I
he's anywhere compared to the
no, I'm not saying that. I'm just, again, your opinion's not my opinion.
It's my opinion.
So but right now I'm talking about my opinion. So my opinion is, because a lot of people that are here because I posted this on my stream. So I want to make sure people understand that I'm not a Trump, like, oh, I'm a diehard Trump. I'm not saying I like Trump way before he was a president, but I favor him right now based off of what was being shown or what's being put in front of me between him and Kamala. If you were asking me Trump and somebody else, it might be a different narrative. If this person was, if it would have been Trump and maybe, another person, maybe I would have looked at that differently. But between Trump and Kamala, which is just an extension of Joe Biden, hell no. And that's I want to see. I say that because I see a lot of people make comments a lot of times like I'm favoring Trump and in this particular situation I am.
Alan, I just want to say something before Jay Hud jumps in. 6AJ, I get it completely, but I'm just saying the fact that they're making it so that you have to choose between two people, two candidates, that it's controlled opposition.
There's only two people in the whole world.
Yeah. It's going to be either Kamala or it's going to be Trump. Who are you picking?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's reality. That's reality.
Next, and I want to go after K-Hud because I really, this is a great topic that we're sharing because we're all passionate about certain things, but I want K-Hud to go, and I really want to share my thought on this as well.
I'm not going to disagree with anybody in regards to their opinions because you can, at this point it's kind of a debate, but at the end of the day, Trump is a leader, and Kamala, is Kamala. And at the end of if she's going to walk into that level of people as a representative to our country, I'm sorry, man, it doesn't equate in my mind. But also with Alan,
Kad, just so you know, it's not our country because it's United States Incorporated.
Hey, man, I follow you. I follow your thought process.
This is where we live.
Very clearly.
Whoever owns it. But this is where if you're American.
Yeah, I mean, it's all by design. I'm not discounting that by any means. It's incestuous. They're all part of the party, and we're getting fed a narrative, which is another bullshit kind of thing.
Yeah.
In regards to the American people, but yeah, I would rather have Trump representing whatever this business is as a government than that. But yeah, I think Trump's a better leader, and he's in the club. You're right.
Yeah,
100%.
They all are.
So
to a certain extent, yeah. Go ahead.
No,
I'm
my
done.
opinion on this whole thing is, I'm sorry, didn't mean to stop you right at this last second. It is the lesser evil, but ultimately, if you really look back at the beginning of time, ever since we had kings and queens, God put everybody in power, regardless if they were a believer or not, or they were worthy or not. They were put in power for a reason. How things went according to after they got in is, that's debatable. But the simple fact of who he puts in power doesn't necessarily mean that they are the right person and or they were going to do the right things.
Right.
It's really at this point in the game, it is the lesser evil, right? But I'm looking at the facts. What is he about? Is he about not, I don't want to say too many things because I'll be on too many.
No, you good. Yeah, you good.
I like the fact that he's standing up for believers, whether you're a Christian believer or you support Israel or you support humanity at large. I just don't support any particular religion, so to speak. I certainly don't support a religion that wants to kill people or try to force their narrative, and that's not necessarily the only way, because you could say that about Christianity or anything. Right. But the fact that we have a narrative that's being pushed on us to choose a candidate, that's right. Whether Republican or Democrat, that's true. You're right on about that. We only have basically two choices at this point due to the money and the manipulation on the narrative that we're going to go one way or the other. But if I have to choose right now, I'm going to choose the guy that's going to stand up for my religious freedom. Yeah, that's going to get behind innovation in America and the rest of the world, and not be a part of this cabal system. Exactly. And put it in our face and show us that, our religion isn't important to them. Our unity as human beings is important to us. Other countries are more important to us than United States. Those things are really important to me. And if I have to make a decision, I have to base it on the facts. And to be honest with you, I think it's very important that you make a decision one way or the other, because exactly. Ultimately your decision, what you make is on you. And, when everything's said and done, if you had to go to your maker and say, hey, I was forced with this decision, whether I had to make a Kamala or a Trump, I made this choice based on
let me add something to that, if you don't mind, Alan. That is that I'm with you, brother. And that's what I was trying to say in my thing. I look at the team. I look past Kamala and I look past Trump. And for anyone to think, when people bring up these things, oh, he did this, dude, I'm not perfect. Nobody in this damn panel. Only perfect person is up in the sky. And that's, what I'm talking about. But there's only one perfect, I wouldn't even say human being. But yes, at the end of the day, no one's perfect. So I just look at, does he have certain things he can do a little bit better than that? But at the end of the day, I would take, I would take what he brings to the table over what I'm seeing Kamala and everything that she represents and the people behind her. And that's the issue. Everyone's entitled to opinion. I've got family members that they'll come to the house, or they were over. I have people that were over, people that I'll come in contact with, and they love Kamala. And I don't beat them up for that. That's your opinion. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I just want to.
This is not a Republican or Democrat. This is just that as a country, we're in trouble. If she gets elected, I just think we're in trouble. Another 4 years under that thing, I think we're in trouble. And that's all it comes down to right now is I want the right person to run this company. You don't got to like them, but you just got to agree with who's better suited for the job. Just like anything else.
Yeah. I want to.
Well, yeah,
you know, would be the most beautiful.
Sean, go ahead.
Sean, then
This
K-Hood.
is what I was going to say. So we're having a debate about elections, whatever. Yeah, got it. One of the things I see is that from 2016 to 2020,
Jump in, Apex. I dropped a stream.
The
Link
kitchen
in the channel.
table issues I had were working for me. Then after 2020, things changed. And it's not so much that, let's say I do car detailing and I go around different neighborhoods washing cars. Now, all of a sudden, gas prices so high that people can't afford for me to come to their house and wash their car. So I need cheap energy prices.
Yeah.
That's what I need. In 2016, I was buying the crap out of digital assets. Now I can't buy at the same rate I was buying back then. So that's something that's affected me. And when we talk about Kamala, when we talk about Diddy, guess what? I went to the same college they went to. And I remember almost being indoctrinated based on there's this guy they wanted to hire to be a part of the board of the college, to grow the college and buy real estate and expand the college. And guess what? The student union decided they didn't like him because he was a white guy. Perfectly good, decent white guy. They just threw him away. And I remember the day he died years later. And I was like, if they had let that guy be on the board at Howard University at HBCU, the college would have grown 10x in a shorter period of time than the 30 years it took for them to grow 10x. So when I watched all that stuff happen, that's one of the reasons why I think the way I think. And then to go to what 6-8 said, I used to like Trump before he did before he did The Apprentice, before he did Celebrity Apprentice, when he was making cameos in all the 90s movies that had an all-black cast and an all-black production crew. Now, if you're telling me he's such a bad guy and doesn't like black people, why the F would he spend the time?
This ain't even about black and white though. This is people who say that shit are just so ignorant, man. It's just
I know.
Always bring that goddamn race card into it. It's about who can run the fucking country better. Period.
Right.
This is what I want to say real quick. The best thing that could possibly ever happen is if no one went and voted, because if no one voted, the whole system would fall apart. Who would they put in place?
I want to disagree with you because then you're not fulfilling. You're not fulfilling your obligation as
your obligation as a puppet.
No. You're faced with. You're always faced with decisions throughout life. When you don't make a decision,
your vote doesn't count. Your vote doesn't count anyways. It's all just optics. Right now,
it counts with God. In my opinion, it counts with God, and that's what's important because.
But that's what they want you to believe.
I've had that opinion so often.
It doesn't matter what they want you to believe. It's ultimately what you and what your authority is, and what your decision is. Therefore, after because your decisions are just what you do forward, and the decisions that you make are. A part of who you are, if you don't make a decision, that's a cowardice decision. That's why I say it's really
we're talking about God, and we're talking about Christians, and we as Christians don't need to put our faith in one person. We all put our faith in each other and ourselves. It's up to us to make the change.
And it's up to us to make a decision, though, right? Is it not the point? The point that
because no matter what,
the lesser evil at this point.
No matter what's going to happen, Trump will win, right? It's not like, oh my God, this is what's going to happen, and the same thing goes with Biden. First off, that's not even Biden who's president. We all know that, okay? It's some actor, right? But but now you have and you have Kamala. These people would have been replaced with other people if it wasn't them that would have just taken on the agenda that was necessary to have done.
Adam, are you saying
that Apex in the house? What's up, Apex?
What's up, Apex?
Hey, gentlemen. Gentlemen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Apex.
No, I was just saying, what's up? Sorry, you all know political speak is like my least favorite subject.
Yeah,
so I was
right. So,
I was literally just thinking the same shit. Let's just change the tune to something. I'm going to
yeah. So let me be poignant here.
I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese next week. How about that?
Let me be poignant here. We're all here as a crypto community. Let's all be together as one in that respect.
There we go.
Kumbaya, baby. Kumbaya.
Yeah, man.
Anything new with the blockchain builders report? Any updates on just since you're here, Apex?
Just that I got to run it and get it done. Right, Q3 ended on the 30th of September. I've just got to. It's been a crazy couple weeks for me, and so just life. I mean, we all have those moments. Life just gets away. There's a lot been on my plate the last couple weeks, personal work and all that. So it'll get done. I usually try to publish it by the 15 days after the quarter end. So I've published it by like Q2 was July 15th, right? And then Q1 was April 15th. So I don't think Q3 will be by October 15th, but it'll get done this month. So no, I mean, I don't have any insight. I have not run my software yet. So curious to see what it says. You know, there were a couple in the top 5 spots for Q2 that were quite surprising. So we'll see if they Ethereum was actually usurped for the first time in the blockchain's builders report in Q2. So we'll see if they can reclaim the top spot back, or if another chain has more development over the last quarter. So
hey guys, if you guys are here too, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for my man Crypto Navigator. And shouts out to all the people that hear. A lot of smart people on this channel. So let's show some love if you can.
I appreciate that, 68J. I do got a little QR code up here. If anybody feels like they got some value in this, they'd like to share to the channel. Does help me out in an amazing way. We pay some of the expenses of this channel. Appreciate everybody showing up tonight. We're probably going to go for about another 25 more minutes. I'd like to keep it under the 2-hour mark and be respectful to my family.
You want to play that video, Navigator? Did you find it?
I could try to play that while you guys are talking. I'll definitely try to present that. And
I just wanted to shout out to the panel. We're talking crypto, but I appreciate the different perspectives that everybody has, why they have them, and their passion for them. So shout out to everybody. Apex, you just joined in, but Adam68. I can't read because I don't have my glasses. K-HUD, Navigator for hosting. Just thank you guys. Jess, is that Jess or Ness?
Yeah. Jess.
Hey Jess, can you present it in your end? It's a little easier for me because I can't.
I can't. I don't
have the link. Did you put it in the private chat?
6AJ also,
what's up, buddy?
It's in your DM. It's a Middleman Law explaining the next process.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you.
I saw in the chat. I just
thanks, Diamond Hands. Thanks, Diamond Hands. I appreciate you, brother. I was wondering, do you take EBT here?
Hey, soon enough. Maybe. Never know. Hey, we do got some potential stimulus coming.
Hey, we gotta have a little fun
now, guys.
All this serious is making my ass tight. Y'all gotta have a little fun in here.
Yeah, levity is beautiful.
Stimulus. You guys heard about that, right? China's talking stimulus for their.
They've already pumped stimulus in the last quarter, I believe, but they're talking more. Yeah. I've heard.
And side note, with currency, you guys also need to look at the Iraqi dinar and what's going on with that country. It's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes, reevaluation coming soon for that. We also got a 50 basis points cut that's probably coming. So yeah, things are lining up. Wish a Cypher would come on tonight. I would love for him to have some time to kind of drop some gems. He's been sharing some really good information in his stream. I was hoping I would be able to get him to share a couple nuggets. There's a lot of narratives being pushed. There's a lot of projects that have come out of nowhere that have pumped like amazing, like metal and a few other tokens that I was not even paying attention to. A lot of things that I was hoping to share tonight. Just a few other little tokens that people aren't really paying attention to that have made some strides. Like, I honestly did not think Solana was going to make it to where it is right now, and the amount of market cap that it was going to take over. Like anybody would have guessed back in 2021 what Solana was going to do right now versus every other project. Like, I see Island Ghost in the chat. She's talking about working on a ADA project. ADA was like the forerunner, one of the leaders probably in the blockchain movement of where they were going to go, and some integrations and some new tech coming out. And now look where they're at right now.
Man, somebody got
BNB was that chain for me in March 2020. I wish I would have bought BNB when it was $4 in March 2020.
Yeah, we were using that to save money on the transaction fees on Binance. So I mean that was crazy, and not only that, but somebody got super rich off of Solana because when that whole Sam Bankman-Fried thing happened, at the same time, it's like a lot of FUD was being put on Solana. Solana got down to like $8 or something. I looked at it and said, "Oh my God, somebody's about it." I bought quite a bit at that time, but I never thought it would. It could have went either way. But the fact is, how it rebounded in NFTs and meme coins, that shit's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, it's interesting because right now with all the integration with a lot of the stable coins that are coming out, all this talk with the RLUSD, the instability of Tether, now they were coming out and basically saying that everything, commodity, or I'm sorry, the treasuries are going to be basically tied in with that. So it's interesting how this is actually going to play out. Is RLUSD going to knock Tether down? Is it going to depeg them? Is the bonds going to just dump before then and just take it out regardless? Because if it's tied with bonds, let's face it, if the bonds go down, we start selling our bonds, the stable value of that coin is obviously going to go down because it's tied to the bonds.
It's possible.
What do you think about that, Adam? Because you know a little bit about bonds. Do you think?
Well, with Tether, I think it's going to be a little bit more different. I think it's going to just be delisted because it's not fulfilling all the regulations that are necessary. They're going to start diving more and further into Tether and seeing that they actually aren't backed by anything, and it's all just hocus pocus. So you're going to have more exchanges dropping Tether, and that's how Tether is going to be depegged and destroyed. So. And that's also going to bring down the price of BTC eventually. They can't do it right now because they need it for the BTC bull run, but you'll see Tether completely destroyed after.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. That's a great point.
Tether's destroyed. Won't he just go into Circle Coin or the RLUSD? I mean,
I think that's a great deal, Remy. But I think the panic and the fear that it's going to cause, because there's so many people who. They're looking for anything, and that's going to be a huge down. I think that's going to cause a huge downtrend, in my opinion.
The problem is Tether. What last I checked, it's the largest stable coin by market. So even if you have a collapse of Tether and people try to get out of it, number one, you got to find buyers for it, which is going to be really hard. When it sell off, if it depegs, right? Who's going to buy for pennies on the dollar a stable coin that's depegged, right? Just look at Terra Luna, right? They had their UST stable coin that got depegged, right? And people couldn't offload it fast enough.
Well, Apex, remember when all that crap happened with Tether and USDC like a year or two ago? Remember when Tether dropped down to like, was it 80 something cents? Remember that?
Yeah, momentarily depegged.
87 cents or something like that.
But it freaked me out, right? So because I had so much, I had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in Tether. When I went to go look what it would be to get out of it, dude, I was like, oh hell no! Like the amount of money,
you couldn't find a buyer,
bro. You couldn't. I'm just like, I can speak from experience. Like I would have lost so much money. And I was freaking out because I didn't know what to expect at that point. Now, it obviously bounced back, but it scared the crap out of me.
So then you have market dynamics where if you have a flight from Tether, you don't look at the liquidity of Tether. Even USDC doesn't have the liquidity of Tether. So even if you say, well, it'll all go into USDC, well, USDC is still, I forget what the peg is. It's like 1-to-1 at Circle with not just cash. It's like also treasury bills and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's not like they can just print it according to their distribution method and their reserves. And even Ripple USD, there's not even 1 million of it minted right now in the XRP ledger, right? And so you're talking
The
billions.
RLUSD?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, there.
But
I thought there was more than 1 million already. I thought they.
I don't
did
know, but it's not. It's not billions.
200,000,
It's not tens of
50,000,
billions like Tether. So
No.
then you say like
Right,
it can't
right.
all go into that right away unless there was, I'm guessing all. I don't know. You guys can fact check me on CoinMarketCap. I'm guessing all of the other stable coins put together probably don't match what Tether has.
It says right now
Yeah.
Ripple's minted 50 million
1 billion.
RLUSD. 50
Oh,
million.
they're up. Okay,
50 million.
but still not tens of billions.
No,
But
no,
the
hell no.
US
Hell no.
The USD coin often goes off its peg. I mean, it's done itself. I mean,
Tron had a stable coin go off peg like a couple summers ago too for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It was actually right after Luna. Remember, Luna was like May 2022,
Yeah.
and then a month later, it was like a stable coin on Tron depegged to like 87 cents for about 6 weeks, but they were able to get it back because I think it was over. I think Trons were over collateralized, right?
I think the answer. Yeah, I think the answer. Whoever made that comment earlier, this is the perfect time for RLUSD. This is the perfect time. Like if Tether was fully legit, I mean, fully compliant with MiCA and everything else, and obviously I don't know everything about USDC, but if it was a perfect world, they would be coming in trying to just get in where they fit in. But the fact that is a possibility, and a lot of people are concerned with that, I think, and people seeing how Ripple does, everything they've been doing is in the sense of being compliant with everything. I think that's going to bring a lot of liquidity, a lot of money into RLUSDC. RLUSDT. So, I think it's perfect.
Jay, you're absolutely right, Jay, and Apex, great breakdown on that. But it's like the family offices right now, what they're looking at, and it's running in tandem. If people aren't really watching it at this level, is digital currencies and traditional currencies. So they're fluctuating, but almost equally on a polar equation. So it's funny that you mentioned everything about the bond market, Alan, because when the Japanese bond market goes, that's when the S&P and all the regular currencies or traditional currencies will go. At the same time, you're already going to see the cryptocurrencies go. So everything's going to crash and burn as one. And that's why they always correlate XRP and Ripple as the phoenix rising from the ashes. Because that's what's going to carry up the digital asset space into the new world order with the new financial system.
Yeah.
Well, if we had one currency collapse right now, like, Japan has been on the teeter-totter of collapsing for many months now. We've had these little geopolitical events happening, but at the same time, that's been looming in the background for many, many months. So if we have that country collapse, retokenize everything on the blockchain, reset their currency, be one of the first ones to do it, and then, like you were talking about the Iraqi dinar, they start reevaluating their currency. These guys are all ready to go. EAU is ready to go, reevaluate currency altogether, tokenize it with other, commodities and assets. We're hearing all these countries doing gold. Gold had its nice little run. Now we're looking at silver starting to do its run. We've seen all these commodities starting to
gold,
if you look
at gold charts, gold's going to come back down. So gold's going to come down, and then the US dollar is going to spike back up in valuation.
Yeah,
because
we got
gold derivatives are already going down.
Yeah, we've got a very interesting next 2.5 months. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, it all starts with the Ripple
price too, because I think silver's on its like the next stage. Silver's going to go on its run. And,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's in tandem right now. So as gold goes down, then silver goes up. Silver's correlated to what? If you were to look at the digital side, altcoins, right? Gold's considered Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
So it's following the
Silver
same
to
exact
gold.
play on both sides of the spectrum.
Nice.
Yeah, money doesn't go anywhere; it just moves.
Yeah.
Right. Nice.
Moves in the pocket of the 1%.
It moves in the it moves in the pockets that take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's why we have no liquidities, because they've got all the damn money.
Now,
Yeah.
what I find is going to be funny and interesting is after this bull run, let's say everything goes to the appellate courts and it gets pushed to let's say even with Trump wanting to get rid of Gary Gensler and whatnot, let's say it still goes to Supreme Court and it gets pushed out to 2026. That's like the perfect time horizon for XRP to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, might help Japan too out. A lot.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And in the meantime, we're still going to get some kind of speculative bull run. Take some profits, brothers.
Yes, good call. I mean, they're saying the last. I mean, you're talking about Fibonacci. I was just watching some Dark Defender or something, and if you, I mean, it's hit or miss with it, but he's saying $7 before the end of the year, which looks pretty good.
You talking about for what, XRP?
For XRP, yeah. So, but
sorry guys, I had to step away for a second. My window's like flexing.
What I'm interested in is how these ETFs by Bitwise and Canary are going to play out. That's very interesting to me.
Yeah. Gary, what will Gary say?
In the short term, in the short term, I'm wondering how they're going to play out. Yeah, because if they get approved, that could just keep bringing in, more and more applications. But if they don't, then obviously it just puts us in a
Well, I think it's the people behind these smaller. Who is the CEO of Canary is Adam. He's connected to someone big, right?
Yeah, but he is. But I want to say this too about the whole ETF thing. I just don't see it happening, guys. Because why would they go through all this clarification to make XRP not a security, then to create a security based on XRP?
Yeah,
right. Well, Ripple. Yeah. I mean, Ripple stock is a security. So
yeah, but that's in regards to the company Ripple. That has nothing to do with the asset itself, XRP. What they're talking about is correlating a ETF based off of the asset XRP.
Yeah,
yeah.
I still see between 10 to 20
by the end of the year.
By the end of the run.
Oh, in the run. No,
I got you. This will run. This
timeline. This is a question.
I don't really do a lot of price.
Is the timeline is that like mid 2026? I'm just trying to figure out when they say cycle all the time. I mean, their cycle.
Third quarter of 2026 is going to be the end of the bull run.
Okay, like June or so. 2026.
It's probably September. September is going to probably be the end of September to the beginning of October will be the end of the bull run. And then we're going to see the major downturn to the Great Depression 2.0. Now, another thing is this. A lot of people are talking about selling out and liquidating some of their XRP. But just from what I'm hearing at my level in the back end through the family office network, you're not going to be able to buy back into XRP once you sell.
No, because it's no way.
It's going to be labeled as an ESDR. You're not going to be able to hold it.
But you can put it into RLUSD and just keep it there instead of the US dollar by that time, you think?
Well, you never sell your whole bag anyways.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You can take.
What's up, G?
What's up, G?
What's up, everybody?
G. Why would you sell all your XRP? We're literally gonna get paid every time people are gonna
No, Alan, I agree. I'm just saying, like, think about what you really want to sell. Even me, like, I have a huge bag, but it's like at the end of the day, do I even want to sell 5 of my XRP, knowing as to where it's going to go and what its utility case base is going to be?
I think every situation really. That's all.
I think the better narrative is just, what I always try to tell people is, man, just have a plan, because Adam's plan is not going to be an Apex plan, because when you start
100%,
when you start telling people what to do and what not to do, that gets you in a lot of trouble. So on my show, I try not to say do this and do that. I always say, look, man, even when I share my plan, number one, have a strategic plan. Strategic means that it can change based off of how things play out. Number two is do your own research. Don't listen to anything any of us have to say. We're not in charge of your family or your financial situations. Number three is control your emotions. Number four, learn to take profits. And number five, focus on your why. So that's a better thing to say than I don't do price predictions, and I never tell people what to do, because somebody might need to sell a certain percentage, and that's up to them. So God bless you. And if you need guidance, then that means you're not in the best position possible. You need to get back and and follow those 5 steps and get a better plan. That's all it's to it. Because
That's
nobody here
right.
should be telling anybody what to do with there. Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with that. Agree with that
What are you
totally.
sipping on,
I'll be
Apex?
selling some this bull run. I will say.
Look, I already sold. I'm not embarrassed. I sold $250,000 my goddamn XRP when it hit 92 cents, but I got it at like I sold it like 88. But that's different because of what when I got in with that bag. So $250,000. Not even that's a small percentage of what I got, but at the end of the day, it was just something I did because my thought process was, okay, if I do that, then I can buy back in, which I bought back in, right? At certain when it got back down to 40-something cents. So you just got to have a plan, man. Sometimes selling doesn't mean you're selling to spend. Sometimes selling a small percentage is just so you can reposition yourself because there are going to be dips, right? So and that's why I keep the bigger part of my bag for, hey, if we get to a certain amount, like you say, if you sell at $5 something, then well, hey, it's going to retrace. And so everyone, that's just my way of doing things, and it's how myself and a lot of my friends have increased their positions. When you hear so many people that got XRP bags in the millions, well, how did they do that? Not everybody started with millions, but they had exit strategies.
Accumulation.
Hey, where do your friends hang out?
No. Hey, I tell you why I hang out, and I got 40 of them waiting for your ass over here. You know what I'm saying?
God. No, Jay, you couldn't have said it better. I tell everyone, even with Alan, diversify. That's why I said Iraqi dinar. You could level up that way and then buy back into XRP, silver, gold. And then also there's other digital assets to buy into. But I just have this funny feeling in my gut, and I like to trust my instincts that, once it's labeled an ESDR, it's just going to be like back during the early 1900s when they said, if you're holding gold, it's considered a legal tender and you need to turn it into a local bank. So
that's one of my fears.
My thought, and I want to jump in with this. My thought process was this. If I could sell a small percentage at, let's say when I was telling you the $250,000, and then all of a sudden you buy back in, I'm able to buy back in for the same amount that I had, right? Not the $250,000, but to put that back, and then I've got a couple of $100,000 in my pocket. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people just have to have a strategy in what they're doing. It's not that.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
You gotta have a strategy, bro. Whatever works best for you. Whatever works best for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone's dog's commenting on the XRP.
That sounds like Cujo. Is that Cujo?
He's saying yes too.
He wants to know what Apex is drinking.
Right.
Hey, what kind of dog is that?
Oh, Modelo
juice.
Great Pyrenees.
There you go.
What is it?
A Great Pyrenees.
I'm having
It's
a
big old white
adult
dog,
beverage.
Big old white fluffy dog.
Okay, that's right.
Sorry, random. Alan, you doing all right with the hurricane, bro? I mean, you're obviously doing fine, right? Things going well for you?
I am watching my window every few minutes while I look up. If you guys see me look up to the corner, I'm looking at my window, making sure it's not flexing too much right now.
You want to make sure Kamala Harris is in
zone or no?
I can look to my left and see the outside.
I'm walking outside. It's about 40-mile winds.
40 right now at your house, K-Hud? Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
A little stronger, I think, where I'm at right now.
Shouts out to Steph's dog. She wanted me to send a shout out to her dog. Shouts out.
I saw Kamala flying around on a broomstick earlier.
That's funny.
Hey, where's the
So funny, man. I've always been so reluctant to talk politics on my. And again, my show's only been around. I've been around Crypto for Life for 22, maybe 23 months, not even 2 years now. And I've always stayed away from it because, man, it's crazy. Like, I'll say stuff about, just the administration, the Democrats, or Kamala. Boy, people can be brutal. It's almost like you can't even share your opinion, especially when you're influencer, I guess, what you want to call it, when you got your own show. But I just say, man, speak your truth, and the truth is the truth. And some people get mad at me from a nationality standpoint, or she's a woman, and I'm just like, dude, none of that matters. I don't care who I don't care who it is. None of that matters. That's the part that frustrates the shit out of me. It's not about gender or race or none of that crap. It's about who can. It's kind of like this. I've been a business owner for 25 years, and I always say this. There's some people that I've met in crypto I would never do damn business with. I would never fucking do business with. I always say the greatest thing about crypto, anybody can do it, but the worst thing about crypto is anybody can do it, and everyone's got a goddamn opinion. Everyone's got a goddamn opinion. So when I look at business, when you're talking about a country, now I'm sure Kamala could probably run a Starbucks or run some shit that like that, but to run a country,
a Starbucks.
Yeah.
You mean a escort lounge? Yeah.
Well, look, I'm not gonna talk bad about it, 'cause, man, I'm not trying to get. Hey, dude, look, this is streaming on my show, so all y'all, I didn't say that. I said,
let me.
I'm gonna tell you who's gonna win the election.
Hey, Alan, we're at the 2-hour mark. What do you want to do?
I know. I was thinking about it. Yeah, we got 881 people watching, guys.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful.
Been
Hey,
a great
real
stream.
quick, 68J. I just want to say, look, I think it's good that you could talk about every single facet of things, and if people get too emotional or they get too serious about everything, that's just ignorance coming in. People should be able to talk what they want to say, and everyone has something to bring to the table. So, it's just ridiculous when politics kind of become like a religion or a cult. You know what I mean? I like to look at the facts. I always do. So whenever we talk about those type of things, I look at the factual information that stands there.
And that's what you're supposed to look at. But look, Adam, last week I was on Crypto Navigator show. Someone sent a DM to my YouTube saying that we took too long. I had somebody else send me a DM last week. No, listen, somebody sent me a DM that my music takes too long before I go live. I mean, people get mad because they're breathing. So you can't please every fucking body. It just is what it is.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It is what it is.
Hey, can I say something real quick? And it's going to be short and sweet.
Go for it.
Can you imagine other world leaders respecting Kamala Harris?
Oh man, what the hell?
Oh no.
They do, but she's typically on her knees when they're respecting her.
You get it, right?
Again, that didn't come from me. Here's what I can say.
I just asked a question. I didn't make a statement.
Again, I remember, I got to be careful because this is on my show. I got this on my channel. But here's what I'll say when it comes to credentials.
Are we talking about Kamala?
Because I don't want to beat anybody up, but at the end of the day, no, because look, guys, we're very educated. I joke around. I'll say stupid shit like stripping as well, but I also want to be very careful. Like I won't come on here and say too much that can ruin Alan's credibility. And because I'm streaming on my show, I got to make sure I don't ruin my credibility. Otherwise, I won't come back on the show again. So the point I'm trying to say is this: I respect everyone here. She is not the person, not the woman or man, the person she is not the person for this job. I don't even think Biden's the goddamn right person for the job. And so someone just said about her representing this country. She is not the person that I want representing us as a country when she can't even answer simple ass questions that she's being asked on some of these outlets. She just sounds ridiculous. And that's not because she's a woman. I mean, today I don't even know if I should say she. That person. I mean, it's so fucked up with all this woke stuff. I can't even say.
Jay, I want to say this. I take full accountability for that comment. I don't want it to reflect on your channel.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is this: like, it has nothing to do with her being a female. It's just that she's not the right person.
At all.
Good job.
At all.
Everybody's so serious now. Everybody's so serious. Guys,
this whole PC stuff is crazy.
Let's make a really good deal. We'll make the best deal. Let's not worry about it.
But
talk about it
again. We all have different philosophies, but then we all, like Alan's trying to build, like when I put out a tweet and I get Johnny Crypto and other people to come on here, that means that they're coming on here based off our relationship. So I got to just be careful on what I say. I don't want to go out there and say somebody is doing this or they're yanking off a goat or something. I got to be careful what I'm saying. So but when it comes down to running this country, this is serious. It's not Democrats, it's not race, it's not religion, it's just who can represent us well as people. Right now, I've never felt more like a slave than I have in the last 4 years to a effed up system where it's not set up for people like you and I to win. And I've been living that shit my whole life, and I've never felt more inadequate as an American than I have over the last 4 years under the Biden administration. And that's just the bottom line. So anybody tied to it, I don't want anything to do with them at all. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. I was going to chime in here really quick. On the political front, I think as much as like people want to make this about Democrats versus Republicans,
right?
The crypto vote is really, it's a vote of the establishment versus the disruptors. And so like what I would say is I'm not here to say, vote red or vote blue. What I will say is do your research on the representatives in your area, because you have Republicans that are pro crypto. And you have some Democrats that are pro crypto, not all on both sides.
Right.
So I would say, like, do your research on the representatives that you're voting for, right? And then vote that. Again, I've for me, this is just for me, I have never been a single issue voter in my life, but I do think this election for me, it is, because I feel like the good that can be done when the U.S. finally gets the regulation of crypto right far outweighs what we're currently living under right now, this regulation by enforcement, right? And so for me, that's how I'm studying. I'm really becoming a student of the representatives that are running in my district, my senators, my governors, the president, right? All of that, and really seeing where they stand on crypto. Because for me, that is the single issue for me this election. And so again, as much, I mean, you can say, like, I've heard people say, well, the Republican Party is pro crypto. Not if you look at the voting record of Congress, of the incumbent. Like it really depends on who your representative is, and you will find establishment-oriented party members that are fighting crypto regulation, that want us to live in this ambiguity of not regulating it, right? Not bringing it in under the regulatory regime in both parties. And I would say it's on us. If you feel passionate about this issue, it is on you to research the representatives that are running in your area and vote accordingly. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe we should let Trump talk and explain it.
For not being political, man, that was some intelligence.
Well, I mean, sorry. One quick follow up to what 6J was saying is, we need to be, and I get it, it's easy to be frustrated, right? It's easy to be frustrated at Gary Gensler because he's a tool and all this stuff. But really, like, we need to be the people that aren't calling out people, like, name calling. We need to be attacking the substance of their platform and saying, like, well, regardless of what you feel about Kamala Harris, whether you think she's the Antichrist or not, it doesn't move the conversation forward for people to just, like, throw her under the bus and say she's the worst human in all of his. We need to do is we need to be the bigger people, the more informed people, and say, yeah, I don't think she's best for the country because of A, B, and C, right? And you can call it, you can say, hey, I don't like how she's handled the border as the vice president, but, like, don't ad hominem attack her person, because that just makes you look as immature as the next person. Like, I get it. Like, I get frustrated too. And I do the name calling sometimes, but really, like, we need to be the people, like, as much as possible, like, attacking the substance of their policy and not the people themselves, because that's what's going to attract people.
Yeah, I call Gary a dumbass every day on my show, so I reserve the right to do that.
Adam had something he wanted to share after. So go, Adam.
All I was going to say is that it doesn't matter who we vote for, because they're going to put in who they need to fit their agenda. You know, you go back to history, look at history through, you know, the military industrial complex, you know, and I go back right now, we're having issues with who now? Iran, right? And supposedly we had issues with Iran back in the 70s, but people don't realize Iran was like a staple in the new world with its visionary. It was just like New York. People were dressed really nice. They were pro technology ahead of where we were even at with the technology here in the United States. They had disco balls. There are people dressed like Americans over there. They spoke fluent English. And then all of a sudden, the United States was like, oh, look, they have a nice reserve of oil. So we went in and we brought them back to the Stone Age, and we put in, you know, people that were ran from our government system in their politics. So they had a democracy then that was ran out of the United States from Washington, D.C. So it wouldn't have mattered who was in office at the time. The United States still went forward and did what they want because they needed to have controlled opposition, right? They needed to have the boogeyman or the bad guy out there. And so everything that happens will happen no matter what. They'll just figure out who they need or who they want. And the whole thing with voting too is it's to make you think that you have a choice. You go there to the voting booth and say, oh yeah, I'm going to press this vote. But
and that's the point. That's the fucking point right there. Yeah, that's what. And here's the problem that I got too. Going off of what Adam says, it's just that here's the problem I got with the U.S. right now, the government and the SEC. They haven't gotten it right, and they're not trying to get it right. That's the fuck. I mean, if I could dumb it down, they haven't got. They let Sam Bankman-Fried get away with all that shit, and they still won't reveal who got paid with the money. Yeah, people are getting paid back. We still don't know who got paid in the government, and then You're attacking.
Let's 6AJ. Look at who his mom was. His mom was running the Democratic.
I get that. I get that. But then you got good ass companies like Coinbase and Ripple, and you're every moment you get, you're trying to fuck them. And that, to me, when I look at Argentina, when I look at some of these other countries, you're not even trying to do the right thing. You're not trying to give any clarity. So we're in
it's part of the show.
It's part of the show, but that's the part that I feel like, you know, we should be upset at, because that just shows us. That just shows
Jay,
that this is all correct.
But Ripple is part of them as well. You know, you know, Circle's part of them as well. Like, they're there to make it look like they're the good guys, but they're just going to be the front runners of what the new global elite agenda is going to be.
No,
so
I get the deep thought. I get the deep thought, but just to dumb this shit down, that pisses me off, because at the end of the day, it's fucking us, the people who are trying to get behind these companies, and trying to get behind this technology, and those of us who are trying to, we shouldn't be sitting there worrying about them trying to get us out or shake us. I mean, it just shows us how effed up the system is. I know it's the reality. We can keep debating and get all technical, but at the end of the day, that's the part that pisses me off. Is that they're hurting the American people, and for them to keep saying that Gary Gensler doesn't have the power. Well, he sure as hell seems like he got the power, even though he's a puppet. Yeah. And I know that people above him and they're all puppets, whatever, but that's the part that's so fucking irritating. This guy should not be able to do the things that he's doing, and he's doing it. So that's not emotional about my portfolio. It's just a fact. That part pisses me off.
How's this guy?
The rich are manipulating the game so they can get cheap. And we got to be like them and get it cheap too, and be thankful every day that we're having sub $1 XRP.
And I agree with GOP. I always say what GOT is saying. I always say this: for those people who miss Bitcoin because it happened, I think this whole fiasco is a great blessing in disguise for people who haven't. Somebody made a comment the other day. They're like, "Oh, we've been waiting for 7 years and we've been getting fucked for 7 years," and they were saying somebody said something like, "Yeah, hey." And we just got in, and we ain't been doing none of that shit. So that's really what it's about: is that all these new people get to get in without all the crap that we've gone through for 7 years. They get to get in, and so that's why I said when that switch gets flipped, man, hopefully you're in position and you're not getting caught up in all this bullshit.
Well, you know, the main thing for this drag out of this whole, I wanted to say,
the thing is most people will be into Bitcoin though. That's the problem. Is what's going to happen. Most will be in Bitcoin, and then the flip of the switch
all
will
the
happen.
Money are the baby boomers and the greatest generation. You know, if anyone gets time, I tell people this: go on the Bank of International Settlements website. You could go through all their PDFs and you could download it. They talk about how COVID was initiated to basically get rid of the greatest generation and the baby boomers and start digitizing cash, getting people away from cash. It was, the whole thing was all orchestrated. And, you know, everyone's sitting here and they're buying into what the news has to say. And you know, it just sickens me, because I have family members that are extremely intelligent. I have friends that are extremely intelligent. They have their PhDs and whatever. To me, all that means is that you're further indoctrinated than any other person.
Could you imagine right now? Let's say we are all caught up in this chaos, all this confusion, all this bullshit that the SEC is doing. Could you imagine if next week they drop regulations, or by the end of this year, you know how many people would be fucked? Because there's so many people that they've got scared right now that are sitting in meme coins or USDT or whatever the case may be. And if they drop regulations, like you were saying, that you can't buy XRP once you sell it, if that was to happen at a flip of the switch, there would be so many people that would be screwed and totally miss the boat if that happened like in the next 2.5 months.
But Jay, they're going to do it. It's going to happen, but they're going to drag it out, and they're going to drag it out in BTC and Ethereum and all these other
coins. It's a 2030 agenda.
Yeah, exactly. So
what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, like, you know, this has been the stalling point for the United States dollar to not collapse ever since, you know, the 2008 crisis. We've been at this slow rollout of this blockchain intervention because, you know, the dollar really collapsed in 2008. We've just been witnessing this slow conversion to this new financial system, and everything is facing a catalyst moment right now. Like, what's propping up the dollar? You know, we have
T-bills.
Exactly.
T-bills are popping up the dollar. So yeah,
all these things. You know, we're pushing this complete emergence in this market of this new asset class because the dollar is once it goes, it's going to take everything else down with it. You know, I mean, we are.
I just want to say, I just want to add to that, Alan. Is like it's funny because the greatest generation, if they're still alive, those people that are in their late 80s, early 90s, and so on. And then if you look at the baby boomers, it's so funny. Like the greatest generation, they were here for the Great Depression. They were children through that. So a lot of them should still be able to recall and have skepticism with their traditional financial systems and banks. But it wasn't even 100 years ago when we had that Great Depression, right? But it's like everyone has forgotten about that, and they trust whatever the banks tell them. So all the baby boomers, what are they all invested in? CDs, bonds, stock options, 401ks. So, Fidelity and, Morgan Stanley and your traditional, financial houses are going to offer them ETPs and ETFs and options to buy into Bitcoin and to buy into Ethereum. And that's what they want. They want all that pension fund money, all that 401k money to be pushed into these assets. And you have to remember, pension funds don't need the pensioners' permission to invest in certain opportunities. So you're going to have the largest pension funds in the world, the Teachers Fund, NYPD's fund, FDNY's fund. All these funds are going to be investing into BTC and Ethereum because they're being controlled by the largest hedge funds out of New York. And then what's going to happen is they're going to collapse that system. And then that's when you're going to see XRP go from 52 cents or, $5 or whatever it is.
How they're going to collapse it.
How are they going to collapse what?
Hey guys, I got to get out of here. Let me say what's up to much love to Crypto Navigator. Thanks for having me on. K Hud is my boy. Remy, thank you, my brother. DJ Jazzy, XRP, appreciate you. Real Diamond Hands, my brother from another mother. GDLT, appreciate you, man. Apex and Adam, thank you guys. Much love to you guys, and I'll see you guys.
Peace out.
Thanks,
good night, sir.
All right, brothers.
Good.
What were you saying now? Well, someone was commenting.
Adam.
Yeah, I was just thinking how this could.
No, but it was GLT, sir.
Yeah, I was just thinking how it can turn around. Is there a way that by banks custodying BTC for there to be like a hack on the banks, and then the hackers end up owning millions of BTC, and then they end up having to create a certain regulation to
what you're going to have is, like I said earlier, I don't know if you were on earlier, Cafe Laws, Green Accord, they're going to have to rewrite the code for BTC. But what they're going to do is they're going to collapse BTC with Tether.
It'll just be XRP.
Well, Jeb put up how much did Jeb put up to actually rewrite the code? See, it's very interesting. I'm going to stop after this. Jeb actually announced the amount of money that he would actually put up as another member of another part of innovation of blockchain to make them and help them innovate.
It was Chris Larson.
So,
Chris Larson.
Sorry, Chris Larson. Yeah,
you said Jeb McKellar.
Nobody. I apologize. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for correcting me. But nobody else stepped up and actually did that. Nobody from the community even stepped up and said they would put money to help the innovation of this. And we also had this week, them really, Matt Hamilton redeemed himself, dude. I'm very excited that he actually did that because he's got a lot of FUD in the community for so many years, but he redeemed himself against Da Vinci. He actually came out and stated the facts and just put it out there, didn't back down, handled himself very well, and literally destroyed the maxis because the reality is the reality. XRP was, doing transactions for BTC because it was cheaper. That's
Alan, you don't think Da Vinci has a huge bag of XRP and he's just front running everyone?
Oh, freaking heck yeah, he does.
Of course he is.
Because so does so many other people in this asset class.
Everybody's playing their part.
I gotta get out of here. But I want to shout out to Navigator for doing this. K Hud, Remy, Diamond Hands, GDOT, and Apex and Adam for this little bit of sparring. Appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Adam,
peace out, Sean Thompson.
Yeah, you got.
Thank you, Sean.
Sean, miss you, brother.
Hey, we almost got 1,000 people tonight, Sean. Shout out
No,
to
I know.
everybody listening.
Dang.
James, thank you for simulcasting tonight.
I gotta get up
And
and work.
Sean, I might hit you up because when I'm gonna go pick up another vehicle. When I go pick up this vehicle, I'm gonna drive it down possibly, so I might have to stop in your neck of the woods to get a detail.
Yeah, where are you coming down south from?
No, I'm in Florida, but I'm saying I got to go pick I have a vehicle that I had done up in the tri-state area, so I have to go. I'm thinking about doing a road trip.
Yeah, dude, hit me up.
Oh,
I got you.
I'll get you
All right.
guys communication with each other.
I have Sean's digits. We talk. Yeah.
Okay, hit me up, dude. It's all good. And I got a place where you can get it done. So you're good.
Shout out to Alchemist in the chat. I appreciate you coming in. A few others that I missed tonight. I didn't want to miss anybody. Garin King, I haven't seen you before, but welcome in. Janet, welcome in. I appreciate you. I didn't miss you either. And Tiller, I saw you, man. I appreciate you coming in. Anthony Wayner, good to see you, brother. Guys, we're gonna go just a few more minutes. I normally just stick to the 2 hours, but I'm off tomorrow. It's hurricane kind of
party
day event, so not necessarily party.
Shit, it got windy here.
I consider it a party hanging out with you guys.
Heck yeah.
Really appreciate everybody showing up tonight and being a part of this. Wow, we got 5 more to go. We got 1,000 viewers, man. This is amazing.
Come on.
I love after G's comment is hilarious, Alan.
After these comments, what?
Look at after G's show.
Oh, right. So, yeah, right after G show. I didn't get to see G show. I was busy. Tyrone, I appreciate you coming in, brother. I saw you earlier, man. A few other people just kind of popping in at the last minute. I hate to end the stream, but we got to get up a little
Much
early
love, y'all.
tomorrow. We got some little event to deal with for the next probably 12 hours, so it's going to be an exciting night. Alchemist, I see you from Palau there, buddy. I'm sure you're having a great time. I hope to see you, man. I'm actually coming to Thailand when we moon. That's on my bucket list, bro. Hopefully I'll be showing up on my yacht when I do.
He's going to have the ladies for you, Alan.
I got my lady, man. Been married for forever in a day.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but that you're going to Bangkok. Bangkok's completely different.
He never said he's going to Bangkok.
I'm not going to the Pattaya. I'm going to the outskirts, man. I ain't going to the strip. It's like visiting the Keys and going to Key West. You don't go to Key West if you got a wife and kids, man. You go to the outskirts of the Keys and you have a good time. That's how it is.
I'm single,
you, man. Hustle hard.
I'm going. No.
Amen. So, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream right now. We're almost. Oh, come on, one more. 1,099. 1,000. We got it. Oh my God, 1,001.
Where are you seeing these numbers? Guys. I'm trying to look for them. Where do you see them?
On my, I'll have to take a screenshot of this. This is incredible.
Yeah, sure.
I think the most we ever got in one stream was 490. So this is a new record, guys. I appreciate everybody.
Well earned, Alan.
Navigator.
Get here.
Navigator, can I say something?
Sure.
I got a text from my buddy Jess Diamond Hands, and he was just going on the topic that you were earlier, and had to do with the politics. I mean, if you have time, it's just a quote. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So you were talking about how God chooses who he puts into office, and that's true.
Power, correct.
Backed up by the Bible. And according to Romans 13:1-3, it says, "Let everyone be subjected to the governing authorities, for there's no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have not been established by God, for rulers have no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from fear of the one authority? Then do what is right, and you will be commended." And Adam was earlier saying that, evil pretty much rules the world, and he's right. Jesus said that the prince of this world is the devil, but God is in control, and he allows, what is to happen. So I just wanted to back that up from what was sent over to me from Jess.
Thank you, Remy, for reading
100% back, Remy. I mean, I tell people that all the time. I think the hardest thing for a lot of humans and ourselves is, we all come from, heaven, and we want to have heaven recreated here on earth.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's not what this world is made for. We're here to experience emotion. We're here to experience life, pain, suffering, all of the senses that we wouldn't experience in complete bliss and joy with the Lord. So, I think that's what we fight for.
Well, it's true, but there, the Lord did say to come out of the world, and He says, what does Satan have to do with God, or what does good have to do with evil? So we're supposed to live in the world, but not be of it. And the whole thing about being separated or saved is to come out of what you were, because you're in need of that, and to come to Christ Jesus for salvation. And then through Him, His perfect sacrifice, then you stand in the presence of God and angels. But otherwise, he who believes, goes on, so to speak. I don't want to cause a bunch of rift, but I did want
to.
No, man. Just just share your heart, Remy. We're all community here. We're all family. Not everybody's going to believe everything we're talking about.
That. We experience everything, and that's the whole thing about the governing body of who God allows, is that life isn't just about getting rich or having fun, it's also about sometimes going through struggle to find Him. I mean, the Beatitudes, the first Beatitude is, blessed is he who is poor in spirit, for they shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. A person has to realize that they have a need for God, for Jesus, before they can actually move toward Him. If we have no need for Him, what good is if everything goes our way and we go to hell? It's better if we had it hard, if we were oppressed, and we went into heaven. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's my heart for that.
Well, Remy, everything you're saying is good and factual, and that's why, like I say, the cabal. If you listen to everything that they do, or if you actually learn about them, they follow intrinsic karma, right? And everything you're talking about has a correlation with karma and how
it's not. I mean, it might have to do with that, but that's not exactly.
No, I'm not. I'm saying if you're going down to the actual breakdown of the Bible and everything like that, of course not. But I'm saying overall, 50,000-foot view, it's all about how we live our lives, how we impact others, and always trying to do the right thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, but it's not dependent on us. It's dependent on our acceptance of what Christ did for us. Right. So He's actually the pinnacle of who we are. And it says when we're in heaven, we'll be like Him. But you couldn't go into a perfect place. It says that all our righteousness but filthy rags. And I think the literal interpretation is like menstrual rags. It's dirty, but with Him, we're made clean. And that's just if you believe in God, the Bible. It's just it's what God says. So
we're witnessing that purging right now, Remy. Wouldn't you say? We're witnessing that cleansing, that storm that cleanses things. That
absolutely.
Brings us into submission, brings us into forward knowledge, and brings us into humbleness. In my opinion, I think we're all experiencing that. We have experiencing a speeding up of time. And I think most of us, if we really evaluate the last few years, we have experienced a speeding up of time and a higher enlightenment of what's really going on with the world. Like, we talk about people waking up and people experiencing things that they were complacent on or they had put and suppressed for a long period of time. I think people are starting to realize that things are not the way they seem, and that we need to trust our elders that have the knowledge, that have the experiences and the wisdom. And I think a lot of people are doing that. So it's great to see that people are waking up to the fact that things aren't really the way they seem, and to be more aware and test all things and trust in God. So it's great.
Yeah,
well, guys,
I think
listen.
like Adam was saying, though, just to make it real quick, I think he really gets to the, to what the way that it actually is with the whole system. And I know that he was saying that don't vote or whatever, but he's in a sense he is correct, because the only way to change something is to not participate sometimes. I mean, I'm voting for Trump, but I'm just saying that if everyone didn't do it and we actually saw it for what it was, if we might be able to change something. Otherwise,
yeah, you would remove the curtain. The curtain would fall, because now the whole system collapses. It's just as if if everyone stepped away from utilizing currency for trade and we just bartered like we used to. Well, now the power goes away from the government. There's no taxes, right? Because they can't get you for taxing for bartering, right? Yeah, exactly. So now the whole system would collapse, and these people that we give all this control to wouldn't be in control. And if people really knew who these people were, they're so feeble. Yeah. They're so meek, and like we could crush them. The three of us, if we went into a room, could crush these people. But we've given them the soapbox to stand on, and it just irks me. It irks me to my core. I think everyone's brought into this world for a certain purpose and plight, and mine was for justice. Factual justice, not, let's speak the truth. Let's find out what's really going on and let's fix it. You know what I mean? Let's try and do something about it to fix it. Let's not perpetuate the bullshit, as they like to say.
Alan just dropped off. I guess the storm got him. Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. I really appreciate your knowledge and how you talk, and I agree with a lot of what you say.
I couldn't hear you. You broke up, brother.
Oh, I said I agree with a lot of the things that you say, and I appreciate your knowledge.
Me too.
I appreciate you guys. I mean, I'm not looking for any pats on the back. That's not what this is about. I just really want the best for everyone. Right. And I've had the privilege to be around a lot of very successful people, not including my clients that are very wealthy, but my own family members that are in very high positions. And, it bothers me that people are too worried about being in their ivory tower and complaining about what's wrong with the world instead of coming out of their ivory tower and doing something about it. You know what I mean? And everyone else that's in their ivory tower will look away from the injustice that's in the world just because they don't want to rock the boat so that they could keep their position in life. They want to keep their membership at their country club. They want to drive around in their Rolls Royce. They like to have their 3 homes all around the world and, have a private charter for airfare and whatnot. And, to them having that, and it scares them to lose that more than anything to, fix the world.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But we live for a God that has streets made of gold. So nothing here can compare to that.
Exactly.
I just want to say that all this is by design. All the hate, all the fighting, the division. There's a new podcast that Joe Rogan did with Kaylee Means and Casey Means, and they talk about the food industry, how they're just poisoning us, and that bleeds into the medical field so that they can treat us. So, yeah, I highly recommend that podcast. Y'all go watch it. It's one of the new ones that Joe Rogan put out, but it really explains that they're targeting us to destroy us, to profit them. Exactly what Adam is saying.
Well, I mean, if you look at Carnegie Mellon and you look at John D. Rockefeller, they came out with the petrol system, and the whole food industry was built off of the petrol system. The food pyramid that we know it is actually upside down. In all synthetic medication, the reason why they call it synthetic is because it's based off of alchemy, which is true medicine that's made in the wild, herbs and medicines such as, plants and stuff like that you could take to cure yourself. They took a spin on it and created a composition of synthesis through petroleum products. So the whole pharmacology is made off of petroleum. if you look at the medical system and you look at their symbol, it's a snake around the shaft. Why is that? You know, it's evil symbolism because you're not really being.
The staff also with the snake on it was when Moses was in the desert, and he said people were getting bit by snakes, and he held it up. And I know it's a Hippocratic oath they take in front. I forget the name of the snake. But the snake does represent in Christianity I guess Jesus also. You know, so I mean, I'm not comparing. I was just thinking of that, but it could not be neither here nor there with the way they use it.
Well, yeah. So what I was going to say was when Moses raised his shaft, he actually was, overpowering the snake. So the snake was bowing down to the shaft.
Yes.
With medicine, the snake is wrapped itself around the shaft, basically showing that evil is dominant in the medical system.
Oh, that's pretty cool, dude. I mean, it's pretty insightful, or whatever you read about, or if you thought of that makes a lot of sense, dude.
It's so that's why I say like the evil that's perpetuated is absolutely disgusting. And another good documentary people should watch was one that came out in like 2006 or 2007. It was called Gasland. And it was about the fracking system and how Dick Cheney, while he was vice president.
Crap. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
We lost power during the storm. I knew
we thought you got sucked out into the abyss.
We got you.
Hey, we're back.
Oh, God.
Still got over 1,000 people watching, 1,064 people watching. Thanks, guys.
I shared that documentary on the chat, so if y'all want to just click on that. Go ahead. You were saying, Adam, the fracking with Halliburton?
Yeah, so Halliburton, so Dick Cheney, he came in. He actually was the president of the United States. George Bush wasn't. They used George Bush as a puppet. Right. And then Dick Cheney allowed a whole bunch of stuff to happen while he was vice president. They allowed Halliburton, which he sat on the board of prior to becoming the vice president, to come in and have free reign with fracking in the United States. And they destroyed
it. You got to remember, you also have Halliburton and Schlumberger. They're two combined companies that have all of the drilling rights for all of the world. If you want to drill anything anywhere in the world, you have to use Halliburton and Schlumberger technology.
Exactly. So what he did was he gave them free pass to even frack on areas that were protected through the EPA. And Dick Cheney also started cutting EPA's budget so that they couldn't go after Halliburton and Schlumberger. And what they did was they destroyed a whole bunch of watersheds on purpose to control the fresh drinking water supply in the United States. And then Coca-Cola, they made a pact with them. Coca-Cola was able to go and buy up a whole bunch of freshwater reservoirs that Halliburton and Schlumberger weren't allowed to frack around. This way, they could have the lock on fresh drinking water when everything was exposed eventually.
Wow, it's crazy. Hey guys, I got to get going. I got to get up a little bit early tomorrow. But it was a pleasure listening to you guys, and thank you, Crypto Navigator.
See you,
Adam, thanks for the knowledge. You know, I'm glad that somebody spoke up and said what you said. So.
Listen, I'm always compelled to do everything because, you know, I don't do it for, that's why I don't even put my face on here. I'm not looking for accolades. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just trying to, you know, do what the Lord wants. Yeah. And that's it, you know, help people.
Excellent.
You got a lot of stones in your crown when you get to heaven, brother.
You know, look, if I can make it to heaven, I'm grateful. You know what I mean? But if I can help everyone else get to heaven, that's the main thing. So,
that's perfect.
Gentlemen, I appreciate everything. Hey, Remy, we got to talk offline too. I have a huge card collection that I have access to. So,
okay, yeah, absolutely. If you ever, you know, want to talk about it, or you need help, just get my number. Do you have Navigator's number?
Yeah, Alan and I talk all the time, so I'll have Alan connect us.
I'll get you guys connected.
Number, and I'd love to talk to you sometime.
Me too, Adam. Can I get your number from him?
Yeah, you most definitely can. You most definitely can.
All right, brother.
Well, guys, listen. We're way past the point of the time I normally would go stream, so I think we're gonna go ahead and end it right here. Anybody got any last words? Sean, you want to go Diamond Hands, and Adam, any last words for the community tonight?
I just want to say, you know, look, it's a blessing to have an outlet where we could help people. And, you know, I just want everyone to, you know, stay strong through these times, because even though it's calm right now, they said calm before the storm, we're actually in a storm currently, but, you know, things will, it is absolutely insane, but things are going to get crazier as the timeline accelerates. So, no matter what happens, you know, people don't lose faith in the Lord. Don't lose faith in what you're investing in. Don't lose your position. You know, hold strong. Do what you have to survive and take care of your family. But know that there is a way out of the situation. And, you know, listening to people like Alan and all the other people that are on the show will hopefully give you the guiding light to get to the promised land.
Amen.
That's it.
I appreciate that. Sean?
He had to dip earlier, Alan. I think
yeah. I think he just stayed in. Mel, you got anything, bro?
I just want to thank the chat and everybody that came over from 68J. If you can subscribe, if you like the show enough, just hit that subscribe button. That'll put Alan way up there.
I appreciate it.
I don't know if we still have 1,000 people. If we do, I pray for all of you guys. And I just pray that that your head is right, your heart is right, and God will take care of the rest. Don't worry about all the commotion, all the nonsense. Everything is by design. They want to destroy us. The devil is here to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And Jesus came to give forever eternal life. So, and we have those choices every day. We don't depend on this world. We depend on God, because even before we had assets, when we struggle in life, you always have to go to Jesus for whatever, cancer or financial, divorce, deaths, whatever. So that's what you have to hold on to as my belief. Whatever everybody else believes, that's up to you. But that's what keeps me sane and calm and focused. And I know that there is a heaven, and the streets are made with gold, and nothing here matters to me but my family, obviously. So that's what I have to look forward to, guys. That's why this really doesn't matter. It's peanuts. Amen. Thank you, guys.
Amen. Temporal times, guys. Thank everybody for being here tonight. I really appreciate everyone that showed up, and thanks 68J for bringing your community over to the stream, and most community I'm in with every day. Really appreciate everybody being here. 1,000 people in the stream tonight. Wow, I'm blown away. I'm humbled, guys, that you appreciate the time that each and every one brings to the table and spends here with the community. And I love the community chat and all the knowledge you guys drop in the chats as well. I'm sorry I couldn't share as much as I could. It's kind of hard keeping up with it. But listen, I'm going to end the stream tonight. Really appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing you on next Wednesday. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Diamond Hands. Thank you, 68J, G, DLT, and Remy, and Sean, and many others have come on tonight in the chat as well. Appreciate you guys. Gonna go ahead and end the stream. Have a good night, everybody. See you guys on the next stream.
Peace.
Crypto Navigator out.